Hello, gentlemen. Can you hear me? I've managed to mess something up again. Bird is here. Yes, Bird is definitely here. Please give me one moment because I need to... I forgot that turning off my VPN to actually be able to stream also logged me out of all my admin accounts on TVA, so now I need to actually re-log in using my extremely long and awkward password, which I do for security reasons, of course. And change these files. Can I save it? Yes, I can. I do believe we're going. Yes, we are. Excellent. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Wonderful. We are now live. Audio is clear. That is excellent to do. Proctor is the type of person who would audibly read out his password when typing it. No, I am not that stupid. Besides, the thing is, I'm not actually using a password for the site itself. I have KeyPass, and my password is a very long phrase. So it's literally on my hard drive. So unless you have hacked into my computer, my password for KeyPass would be completely useless to you. And if you can hack into my computer, then I think I have bigger problems to worry about than you having access to my KeyPass, frankly. But anyway, today has been quite fun. Let me tell you a little about today. It's been quite an interesting day. I have had a rather large amount of ham today because my father was in town yesterday, and my father is a bargain hunter, and he walks through the shelves of his local supermarket and he sees an enormous ham that is, I don't know, something like 5 or 6 solid pounds of meat. And he goes, "Oh, that's like five euros at the moment because it's on the day of its sell-by date. It's reduced to clear practically, and they're going to throw it out at the end of the shift." So he buys that, and then he rushes home and takes it into my mother, who is a virtual vegetarian, mind you. She barely ever eats meat, and he says, "I want you to cook this," and she says, "Okay, you do realize it barely fits in any pots that we've got? I'll have to fire up the main Swedish oven for it. And also, I don't have any glaze or anything." And so she takes some chili jam that's in the fridge, some of my chili jam, actually, because I really like chili jam, and she uses that as an improvised glaze. And so she puts this giant ham on, and that has been what I had for dinner tonight, with ham and chips, and also mustard, because I really like mustard and chips for some reason. But it was very tasty indeed, very tasty. And now that it is actually cooked and properly glazed and prepared, it's going to last a fair while longer. So yeah, I'm going to be eating quite a lot of ham in the next few days, I think, and I couldn't be happier, because it is very, very tasty. It was definitely a good bargain, considering it would be like easily 3-4 times the price otherwise. Mustard on your potato chips. Now, chips, remember, to English people, chips are, though they are not called fries, they are not called fries, they are called chips. Americans call them fries, British people call them by their proper name, which is chips. And we use crisps for what Americans would call potato chips. So crisps are chips, and chips are fries. You've got to keep that in mind, okay? This is the superior way of doing things. It's much better, I assure you. Oh dear. Let me just check everything. Everything is good. We are good. Excellent. I'm going to, as the pinned message says, I'm going to ramble a bit about the forum and stuff that is happening on said forum. And I've just realized that I have not properly tested to make sure that my windows are properly done. Let us make certain that I have it on the right thing. There we go. That's good. I really do love doing this. Isn't it wonderful? Last of the Mohicans and have useless U's all over the language. I much prefer English spelling for things. You also pronounce and spell aluminium weird. Yeah, I don't understand how Americans can say aluminum. It's aluminium. Aluminium. I blame the public school system. Well, I was home educated, so yeah, you can't make that argument in my case. I was infected by my parents, I suppose, so you can blame them. As all, but you should be able to blame your parents. You shouldn't blame some nebulous government entity for how you turned out. You should always be able to blame your parents. It's much more personal and sophisticated that way. You can't just blame the government. I mean, the government is big. The government is very large. And what part of the government are you going to blame? The education board? I mean, the education minister is probably dead by now. No, being able to blame your parents for how you turned out is just, it's much more convenient. It's much more convenient, and you can take it out on them in so many more interesting ways. Whereas, what are you going to do? Go bomb your local government building? If you can blame the government? I mean, I don't endorse that, but it's going to be fairly radical, and it's going to be a lot more complicated than taking revenge on your parents by, I don't know, not inviting them to your birthday party any longer when you grow up and move out, not sending them any messages or anything. Is this some British or Irish humor I'm not getting? I have a very highly sophisticated sense of humor. You need to have a very high IQ to understand my humor, okay? Right, let me see if I can find out where on earth I'm even going to start. I have a few things on my agenda tonight. First of all, I think I'm going to update you a bit on our moving to a solo server process, because that attempt is going fairly slowly. I have now in my possession a full backup of TVA's files that is current as of last night. So basically, if for some reason the cloud server violently explodes and the new server violently explodes, I now have a total backup of everything that happened up till about the 3rd. So that's all completely safe. But I am probably going to resubscribe to the cloud subscription for another month, because setting up the new server in a way that is completely safe and reliable has been more of a challenge than I thought. I do have a SBM on the forum who has been an immense help with all of that, and I credit him pretty much all the work that has been done so far. But the thing is, we both agreed that because he has unrestricted access to the server at the moment, what we are going to do is he's going to show me how to set everything up, and then I am going to completely reset the server and use his instructions to set it up. It's not that I don't trust him, but it's one of those things that it would be much safer that way if I was the only one who had that level of access to the server. Because once you give somebody kernel level access to, I think it's kernel level, I may be completely misusing my terminology. I do apologize, Last of the Mohicans. I know you know much more about this stuff than I do. If you have that level of access to a server, then there's no real way to audit the files to make sure somebody hasn't been a bad faith actor and slipped in some malicious code somewhere. So it would be best if after the testing process was thoroughly done, we could just purge everything and I would be the only one having access to it, which I think is sensible, and I'm once again very glad that I have been able to attract root access. Thank you very much. Yeah, root access. I'm very glad that I have been able to attract people that honestly know a lot more about this whole thing than I do. When I first started the virtual asylum, it was a complete and total gamble on my part because I had no knowledge of any of this kind of thing. The only real knowledge that I had of forum functionality was from running a few, my free forum stuff back in the very early 2000s. So I'd had experience as a website administrator, but not as a webmaster. I'd never set up my own server or anything like that, and the thing is with Zenforo especially, Zenforo wants to trick you into the idea that this is all very easy. They, in their installation documents and everything, they say, oh no, this is very simple, you just have to do this and that, it's no problem. But the reality is, it's one of those, I'm pretty convinced at this point that they make it seem easy. So you try, you mess up, and then you pay them extra money to give you more professional support. Because in my order of the Zenforo license, there was an option for me to pay an extra, I think, $60 for a Zenforo technician to install the forum on my behalf. But my attitude was, I would rather trust somebody on the forum to show me how to set this stuff up than some nameless Indian tech support guy. I think that would be a stupid idea. I don't really... I mean, in a perfect world, I would just press a button and it would happen for me, but I understand completely that I'm at a position where I can't afford for that to happen, and I'm slowly learning stuff. I'm slowly learning how to do things that I never knew how to do before, but if I did not have somebody directly telling me how to do this, I would be absolutely lost. I mean, you try and Google something like how to set up a web server, you're going to get 100 different results. There are 100 different ways. There are 100 different languages. Like with Linux, it's like it's a completely different process if you use what version of Linux you're on, and of course everything uses Linux. It's one of those things that it's a bit like how I kind of know at least a little bit of C programming language, and for a while I really struggled to try and understand C, but once I understood the logic of it, everything clicked together. But until that happened, it took so long to parse anything and to understand what any tutorials were trying to tell me, etc. and so on. And this web hosting stuff, I can understand completely why every single professional coder that I have spoken to before seems like some kind of wizard who is talking on a completely different level than me, and it's how I imagine normal people react when I start talking to them, if that makes any sense. When I send somebody like 3 paragraphs worth of text and they send me back TLDR, that's how I feel when a programmer gives me 3 to 5 lines of text and messages when I ask how do you do this, and they say, well, you do it like this, but if you were on this kind of distribution you would do it like that, but I personally recommend doing it like this. And then but the thing is, you need to install this ancillary piece of software first, and when you install that, you first need to go through this process. And yeah, it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot to take in. I've been reading and following along with what you and r_you are doing, and man, a lot of the documentation loves to assume you're using cPanel. Yeah, I need to look into cPanel a bit. Program code is boiled down to only counts and true and false statements. Well, put it this way, my competency with all of this would definitely count as a false statement at the moment. I'm hoping to switch it to a true statement at some point, but yeah. But I would rather spend more time and a bit more money getting good at it than to... Because at this point, I could, hypothetically, just shove everything over onto the server and go, this works. And you could log in, you could play, you could post things, and I think we'd even be good. But, I mean, I think that if anything bad happened, I would have absolutely no idea how to deal with it. I would have absolutely no idea how to deal with it. And I don't think it's fair to my community to do that. I think you people deserve better. You deserve more of my time. You deserve more of my knowledge. You're a community that is worth me overcoming a mental barrier when it comes to understanding stuff that I don't understand. And I think that is time well spent, and I am immensely appreciative of all the people who have already helped me along this path, because... Again, there's no way I could have gotten where we are right now without the people that have helped me on this path. We would be a much smaller, a much more, I don't know, crude community. Find someone who's good at speaking normie to teach you how to program, and then you become the ultimate virgin wizard. Hey, I'm working on at least one part of that description, all right? And I'm working on it quite hard. I'll leave it up to you which one it is. Time to DDoS the asylum. I'm pretty sure, I mean, the advantage of this is that I don't think you can DDoS, or at least it would take an awful lot of effort to DDoS a cloud server. I do wonder what Zenfora would even do if its cloud server started to get DDoSed. It would, I mean, I would assume that it would kick us off, but we'll put it this way. We've never attracted the attention of any kind of actor that would have any ability to DDoS us or any desire to. Let me have a drink, 1 second. Already into the drink as we start. Very nice. I have actually got a full bottle of water with me for a change. Don't make that claim. Yeah, I know. We talk about this. God, don't make that claim. I'm sorry. I realize that I'm definitely triggering some people right now. I do apologize. But it has amazed me the sheer lack of attention that we've gotten from potential bad faith actors rather. Low orbit ion cannon is something a teenager can boot up, Proctor. Yeah, but I mean, look at the Sharties. I think you're underestimating, you're seriously underestimating the caliber of people that we've had to deal with so far. Overestimating, rather. I mean, the Sharty people were so stupid they couldn't even figure out how to upload images large enough to seriously threaten the database. They were going to anime image reference sites to get images. Hexa posts on TV and apparently has some kind of history with Keffels himself, so don't tempt fate, or else we might end up the next target of the Tard Brigade. I mean, I really do appreciate Null for the fact that he has diverted the attention of those insane people so effectively, and by all accounts, although he is being very aggressively pursued by some very powerful people, you can kind of tell that the number of tricks they've pulled out has pretty much exhausted their arsenal, and somebody like Keffels as well is pretty much a broken reed at this point. He's, addicted to cocaine or whatever, and, I don't see... I mean, who would be the VTuber equivalent to Keffels for us? Who would be that kind of person? I can't think of anyone. I mean, perhaps Fruit? If Fruit decided to just say TVA is terrible, we need to take them down, but I don't think so. I think we're fortunate is that we're fairly innocuous overall, and we've never really done any... Marina? Nah. Look at the way people turned against Marina. That, like, people think about Marina is that the only power that Marina ever had was blackmail, and the moment Marina fell in the eyes of the public or did something that was stupid enough for people to start condemning them, all of that power just kind of evaporated, and I am very happy that happened. Mana? Oh my goodness, that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Fruit's mom would say that before her daughter would. Yeah, I agree, but again, Fruit's mom is a boomer. She's not going to be going onto dark websites to hire DDoS arrays on us. Again, I'm trying not to be arrogant. I do think at some point we will probably face some actual pushback, which is why I've picked a server host that markets itself based on privacy. And it's why I encourage people to use like throwaway emails and use VPNs and so on. It's basic. It should be basic security for pretty much anyone that goes outside of Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, etc. on the internet by now. But I think also one of our advantages is that we're just not particularly... Well, we're not malicious. I still can't believe Fruit's mother hate reads the site. Yeah. And we've never really been involved in aggressively going out after people. I mean, say what you like about KF's no trolling plans rule. I mean, they've been pretty proactive in some cases as well. But I think staying the way we are, I do think that, I think I've said this before, so I won't loop on it too hard, but I think that one of Null's problems and one of the reasons why he has been so universally attacked by every quarter is that Null is a pretty uncharismatic individual. He is a brutally uncompromising person who holds people to incredibly high standards and is completely derisive and dismissive of anyone who falls below those. And I don't blame him for his attitude, because I mean, he has been he has been shat on by the world in an incredible way. He is fully justified in lashing out at people, and fully justified in holding this a general view of contempt and hatred for established systems. But the stark reality is that it makes you a very easy target. It cuts you off from potential sympathy, and it makes it harder for people to really take your cause, because you are such a caustic person. Whereas so far in my career as TVA's administrator, people have generally seemed to like me for some reason. People have trusted me, and people have come to me and told me to my face that I am a better person than other individuals she's worked. Sorry, I don't know why I said she. That they've worked with in the industry. So I don't know. That seems to just work. I mean, again, I was complaining on Kirsch's server earlier today that it depresses me that so many people that I know in the VTuber industry now have shared either with me personally or just in some other way that this industry is full of idiots. It is full of men who are sex pests in high up positions. It is full of extremely individuals who will do anything they can to get ahead. And again, it's an entertainment industry, and it's an entertainment industry populated mostly by women. And furthermore, it's an entertainment industry populated mostly by women who are also mostly introverted and mostly unwilling to have at least some kind of social issues where they don't want to be at the physical forefront of entertainment. So it's a real cocktail. It's a real cocktail of potential negativity and conflict, and I'm sad at that. The whole internet is like that, not just VTubing. I do agree to a large extent, but VTubing distills that. The VTubing is the equivalent of vodka to the internet's beer. And the tragedy is that a lot of those attitudes have been rewarded. That if you backstab people, if you are an asshole, if you do exploitative things, you will get rewarded in the short term. And I've decided I don't want to be like that. I really don't. Well, I never was, but I mean, I know that in the past, like, I've been part of gaming communities and I've been like the little autistic gremlin in the corner. I've been a bad faith actor in some communities simply because, you know, I'm a competitive person. I like to go into an established system and shake it up. And I've been that. I've talked about my role-playing past before, that I've enjoyed going to places that have had some kind of established internal order and shaking it up as the outsider. But I'm past that phase in my life. I want to build something better and show and prove that, you know, it's harder to build up than it is to tear down, but I want to build up because that's the next challenge. It's easy to talk to people, but to have a conversation is another topic entirely. I absolutely agree. 100%. Role-playing, ooh. My Rie, I can't imagine why you, of all people, would have a problem with role-playing. Yes. Sorry. Yeah, it's kind of hard to talk to people. I find it strange we both have role-playing pasts. Yeah, in a bit of a different direction. Just a little bit of a different direction, shall we say? I certainly was never on Tumblr, put it that way. Proctor plays hardcore Minecraft solo off-stream. Yes, I do. And I died recently in my hardcore Minecraft server, and I was incredibly annoyed. I have cheated a bit in my new version because I started in creative mode and I gave myself a bit of stuff. And I'm going to switch back to hardcore mode after I've done a little bit of work, because I am seriously tired of getting to a fairly decent part of the game and then just dying to random circumstance and having to lose all my progress, especially when it comes to building. The one thing I hate about hardcore Minecraft is how awkward building anything is, because I wish there was some version of creative mode that still consumed resources but let you fly and place blocks in a decent way. I was wondering what the fuck that screenshot and the R was about. Yeah, that was me playing hardcore Minecraft and dying horribly. It's very annoying. I'm weird with games. I like to curate my experience very carefully. First, the house is off by 1 block. Now cheating. Kill yourself, Sigma, please. It's not. If it looks weird, it's because I have my field of view at Quake Pro. So when I look at objects, they're a bit oddly distorted. So it can look like my builds are off a little bit. You just need more mods then. I've got Better MC installed. I quite like Better MC. That's called Build Bamboo Platforms or Play Modded. Yeah. You should have joined the TVA server. And enough, I was on the TVA server. I was on it when it was the quite hardcore, what was it called? Terra Firma Craft, I think. Why not just play a modded with a gravestone, with the gravestone mods, backpacks, pets, etc.? Well, it's because I don't like it when... If I just play regular survival, I get bored very quickly because I get to a complacency. I don't build. The ironic thing is, although I hate losing my builds in hardcore, I never build anything in survival because my attitude is nothing is driving me towards progressing much more than as soon as I've got like really good gear, I just kind of go, yeah, I've mechanically proceeded to the point where I am very strong. So what's the point of building something like a big tower or whatever, because there's no point. I've already gotten to the point where nothing really challenges me. But on a hardcore world, I build with the same kind of expectations as I would in real life, as if I'm building something for the sake of leaving a legacy if I do die. And guess what? I died. It's a funny thing. It's a funny thing. I just want to dig a hole, man. Yeah. I like Minecraft. I like Minecraft a lot. Oh yeah, good tech mod pack actually solves that. They even have quest books paths now. Yeah, the mod pack I'm using, Better MC, has quests as well. Again, I just have this autism within me that when I want to build something, I hate the additional time it takes to build scaffolding and so on. I really wish I could just, when I've built one side of a house that's going to be symmetrical, I just want to click a button and build the other side, because I feel like once I've done something once I've succeeded at something once, I don't want to do it again in the exact same way. It's like I don't like grinding in MMOs or Terraria, because once I've had the experience, I usually just want to move on to something else. I don't want to do it all over again. I'll never get the kind of people who do a gigantic build in Minecraft and are like, yeah, I'm going to do this 100 more times to prove that I can. I don't care. If you did it once, then you can do it again. It's just a time sink. Can you drop that quest books/paths mod? I'm autistically perfectionist when it comes to building. Proctor will never own a house at this rate. Yeah. After the stream, remind me, Empress, and I will drop the mod pack that I'm using, and you can have a look at it, because you can enable and disable mods if you want. I tried to install Optifine on Better MC, and I couldn't do it. Oh yeah, another thing that I will do in a hardcore world, especially if I die a lot, I'm gonna use X-Ray, because I cannot be asked just randomly branch mining around all over the place looking for resources. No. If I'm cave exploring, I'll turn it off, but if I'm just digging around, no. I am going to use X-Ray to see where I'm supposed to go, because it is literally just wasting my time doing anything else. I really hate it doing anything in gaming that does not feel to have a point. I need to be laser focused on an objective, and the moment I lose sight of an objective in a game, I just start spinning in place. I can't be bothered. I can't be asked. My ADHD just triggers, and I go, I just want to do something else. I want to watch something on YouTube. I want to play a different game. I want to start doing anything that feels more productive with my time. Make an iron farm. I probably will next time. Will remind you because I want some fun with an almost lore storyline world. Yeah. I mean, the Better MC adds an awful lot of interesting structures and stuff that I really enjoy exploring. But I realize that now we've tangented on Minecraft for quite some time, so I will move back to the forum. Just give me a moment to refresh this. We have an amusing update on the Kestra line stuff. Let me just... Are my filters working properly? Yes, they are. Good. Switch over. Do not stop streaming. Good grief. There we go. Transition. I'm transitioning. It would be fun to have an MC server where you RP. That would add a purpose to things. I do agree. I'll never understand how you could play like that. Well, I hope so. Right then. Yeah, we had another guy come along to the Kestraline thread, and yeah, Freeway Cola. I found this post absolutely hilarious. I won't read the entire thing, but I do find this quite interesting. I'd love to hear more about this. Yeah, this was me asking them an explanation for more of their stuff because they hinted that Kestraline, aka Spanner, aka SOTI, had been doing this stuff before that he'd done with Charlotte to other people. And he says here, it's in 2014, so 10 whole years ago. So we have we have D and L. L was a controlling person and effectively isolated D from most of their friends. So Spanner obviously instantly got White Knight attitudes to this. And because of that, D and L eventually blocked him. And he started having emotional breakdowns over this. Because, again, D and L, whoever they were in a relationship. And even though D was a controlling person, obviously L was consensual with him about this. But when they blocked him, he just completely lost it and broke down and started this is the hilarious thing. Yeah, he after they blocked him, he started sending them gifts of games, and making alt accounts and sending presents in the mail. I don't understand this. I really want to reach into that autistic brain and go, why are you doing this? What on earth is going on? I don't understand what part of the autistic brain goes, I've been blocked, so I need to spend money. And this is the thing, is that so he's done this. He has sent gifts to people that have blocked him and has not been unblocked. So it has never entered his head that this is the bad thing to do, that this does not get results. 1 second, let me just look through. He went on antidepressants despite he went on antidepressants because of this breakup that he was blocked that he was blocked over. Where was it? Where is this? Did he post again further down? No, he didn't. Yeah, this is the major thing, is that he also feels the need to come clean to all his friendship groups, and that's how the Sonic people found out. And he's done the again. He did this again in this situation. Is that if we go up a bit further, is that this is him on VT or wherever it is, and he is talking to a bunch of Anons about all of this. And the Anons have the exact same reaction to him as we did, which is amazing. Once you have pissed off Anons with this, then you know that it's terrible. And look at this nonsense that's in the highlighted text that he spoiled. Now, again, the insanity here is that he made this text on 4chan and then he spoilered it as if to say, oh, I want to discuss this, but I'm spoilering it, so... Like, what's the logic here? It's just insane. And he talks about burning bridges and about all the stupid stuff that he's done to people who don't care. There is no reason for any of these people to care about what he has done in any capacity. And yet he feels this intense need to explain it to even complete bystanders. And he calls himself an idiot and he calls himself a fool over this, which I am convinced this is nothing more than an autistic chameleon effect, is that he registers on some cognitive logical level that he has done bad things in the eyes of society and that he needs to apologize or acknowledge wrongdoing and claim that he is going to get better. But you can tell from his subsequent actions that he never does. He never changes. This is purely a chameleon attitude to go, hey guys, I acknowledge that I am wrong. I am working on my faults. Please be nice to me while I work on my faults that I will definitely not repeat. And he talks about, I need to get rid of these demons I've had for a long time in my existence. Spanner's major problem is that he sits in his house all day doing random code monkey stuff. This guy would be fixed pretty much completely if he went out and joined some kind of club or something. This is a man who just needs to touch grass. Just touch grass. Just touch grass. I mean, I know you're in Scotland, which is a horrible dystopian nightmare hellscape, which is snowing for 24/7 most of the year, but you seriously just need to touch grass. The moment I wish I could convey to people like Spanner, I really wish that I could convey how different your perspective on the internet becomes if you have anything else in your life to distract you from it. If you have a social group outside the internet, if you have friends outside the internet, if you have hobbies outside the internet, then your attitude towards internet drama changes immeasurably, and it lets you step away from this mindset of victimhood in a very effective manner. And I've known people who were like this. I've known the equivalent of Spanners in various groups because they tend to gravitate towards the role-playing communities an awful lot. And you see these people who make role-playing their existence because they have channeled every single one of their phobias, their issues, their mental problems, their disassociation from society into creating a fantasy version of themselves on the internet where they can pretend to be the hero of every story. They've got terminal protagonist syndrome. Everything they do must be right. The entire plot must move according to their beats. And the moment they're challenged on anything, they fall to pieces because they have no ability to step away and treat this as just a game, as just a cooperative writing project, as a fun little bit of stress relief. Because to them, having the persona that they've crafted for themselves disrupted in any way is mentally destructive, and they can't stand it. I'd say it's almost like a form of split personality disorder or psychopathy, because you can tell they've poured so much of themselves into this, but they can't deal with it in any way if it's taken away from them. It's a coping mechanism, but it's a toxic coping mechanism. It's a coping mechanism that only has one end state, which is an obsession to the point where they can't come back from. Oh man, I love playing hardcore Minecraft, but here's all the ways that I cheat. Yes. No. I will cheat if I feel my time is being wasted, and I do it for the added challenge part and also for the extra meaning. But I don't consider meaningless busy work to be meaningful. Keyword meaningless. And so I will cheat if it gets me something faster that I would otherwise be perfectly able to do in a totally safe fashion, but just at the expenditure of time. Like, I'm 31. I don't have time, or if there's no reward for me to put in extra hours of perfectly safe but boring and mindless busy work into something when I can just press a button and take the shortcut and get back to doing the things that I actually enjoy doing. It's like grinding in MMOs. I hate grinding in MMOs. I hate all forms of grinding because my attitude is, no, if I have proven that I am capable of doing this once, you don't need to ask me to do it another 100 times to progress. I wonder if people who think they're main characters realize being a protagonist isn't always a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Cheating gives me a guilty conscience. Nelly Love, you are a very strange person. Yeah, going back to Emprase's comment, that's the problem, is that these people have a very simplistic view of the world because they are not socialized. If you are not socialized, then your perception of the world becomes progressively simpler, and you become incapable of empathizing with other people. Your attitude, and this is Spanner's attitude, is that he filters everything through a, but this hurts me attitude. And the only times he expresses remorse for the things that he does is not because he feels that he has done something wrong, that he has crossed a moral boundary, or he has hurt other people. He's angry that people have not recognized how what he is doing is right. He tries to explain everything all the time, and to people who don't care at all. But he tries to explain because there's this voice inside of his head that says that because he is so socially isolated, he cannot perceive the concept that anything but his own opinions are the most important. Like, the world revolves around Spanner. And to Spanner, everything that is knocked out of his orbit, every time that he is knocked out of his orbit, he needs to explain to the world why orbiting around him is the best thing that can possibly be. Or he's kind of making excuses for himself, saying, I can't improve, I can't change, you should just accept me exactly as the broken thing that I am. And any expectations of me improving are, evil and wrong. And you're being unfair and mean to me by expecting me to not be who I am. It's scary how similar Spanner is to Nolan. Yeah, Spanner is basically just a somewhat higher IQ Nolan. Like, Nolan is very obviously mentally disabled, and he's pretty low IQ. He is just not particularly functional. Whereas Spanner can genuinely hold down a job. He is able to channel his autism into a productive, in terms of monetary gain, at angle. But it's only you notice that his job is coding. And coding, as I said earlier, you need to have a certain kind of brain to be a coder, which I don't have. Or at least not to be a competent coder anyway. I can fiddle around in C, but that's the extent. And Spanner wants to make the world dance on his strings, and that's why he's into coding, because with coding he can just design things so they work exactly the way that he wants them to, and he knows that when he presses the button, everything will work the same way, and it'll work the same way twice, it'll work the same way 100 times, and if there are any problems, he can just go into the code base and change it so it works. And he treats civilization and society the same way, is that he cannot understand that he cannot alter the source code of the universe to accommodate his whims. And that's why he's driven to explain everything, because he feels that explaining is the equivalent of editing the source code. He wants to hit on the magic combination of characters and numbers that make the program of the world bend to his whims. That's what I don't understand, because being a protagonist means throughout the story of your life you will have character development. You aren't a static being. Yeah. Well, these people, they think that they are static, that they can't imagine themselves as any different from who they are, and they feel more impactfully that being asked to change is an evil, cruel thing, because their entire worldview is based around the concept that everything they've produced, everything they've created, is for the sake of making them feel better about the things in their life they feel can't change. And the longer you spend with the mindset that you can't change, you can only change your surroundings to better suit yourself as a static entity, then the harder it becomes to change. You become ingrained, you become inveterate. That's what inveterate means. And it's a particular problem for men, because men have that drive in their head to conquer the world. Men build things, men create things, but the act of creating something is, to create anything, you have to inherently say, what already exists is not good enough for me, so I am going to change it. I'm going to take what already exists, and I'm going to change it into a form that is more suitable for me, which is why if I was in control of the world, every woman would have a big bushy foxtail. That's just the way a man is, and I think you can agree that my view of the world is correct, and I sincerely hope that it will come true someday. I was ready to drink water. Proc just went full philosophy in psych. Yeah, I think about these kinds of things an awful lot. And I educate myself. It always loops back to fluffy tails. Yes, it will always loop back to the fluffy tails. I have no shame. Speaking of looping, let's look on through that. Yep. That's pretty much all I want to cover in terms of the Spanner stuff. Let me now go to our ongoing Nijisanji L collection, which was inspired by the amazing events that took place a little while ago. Which was, I forget, when was this thread started? Yeah, this thread was originally started back in July, because there were a whole bunch of leaks on image boards. Well, not leaks, but people started posting on image boards saying there's going to be a huge wave of graduations in Nijisanji, and a whole bunch of people are going to leave. And I think they named Vox as well, but they specifically said that Selene was going to graduate in late December 2023. And yeah, here's the post itself. Here is the post. Leaker here, Shu is graduating in August and Selene will graduate sometime in late winter. I'm pretty sure that Shu did not graduate. Did he? Again, I do not keep in contact with Nijisanji males, so I have no idea if Shu is still in any way in Nijisanji. Did he say anything else? Yagu wastes your money constructing expensive new mocap studios instead of doing so. Oh, that's just thing about. Oh yeah, I see what that is. But yeah, some people we still have no concrete evidence, but there is a bit of a rat going around that maybe some Nijisanji talents or whatever were starting to post on image boards saying that they're going to graduate. And yeah, Selene is still technically in Nijisanji, but oh my goodness, that woman, I feel very sorry for Selene because she's been through some stuff. Yeah, good guesswork. We had pretty much the whole of Nijisanji Indonesia leave during 2023. That's been a massive shakeup of the company, obviously, especially people like Mika Melatika. I think that's how you pronounce it. Because I actually watched a fair amount of Mika's content back in the day when she was doing stuff, because I found that she was quite an interesting person. Also another woman who is deeply non-functional. Some of the stuff that she talked about was really, really, really hard to listen to, like constantly getting urinary tract infections and stuff. She really brought home how backwards Indonesia is when it comes to explaining to women how their own bodies work. Yeah, that's rather depressing. Purple Woman, good. Yeah, I quite liked Mika. Again, I didn't watch her for very long. I kind of fell off her, but the clips and stuff that I watched of her and her conversations, she's a serious talent and was obviously making her way in the Indonesian sphere. So, yeah, it was very surprising to see Mika graduating. Was she only around for about a year or so? I'm guessing that her contract came up and she just saw, hey, I can probably make it much better afterwards. One second, let me just scroll down and find the more relevant stuff. That's all July. That's December. Yep, we're into December now. Yes. Selene, people were already thinking that Selene was going to graduate, that this rat was true, but no, she is still in Nijisanji for now. And then a lot of revelations came about her having very Asian parents who did things like abused her animals as punishment or something. And then, of course, Nijisanji messed up her cover. I'm curious, is her cover live again, or is it just completely dead? Is it gone? And is it only available via torrents, downloads, etc.? Or did it actually come out officially? Did they sort everything out, or is it just dead? And yeah, she later on said that she had gone to the hospital, and a lot of people immediately thought that it was a stealth suspension. Yeah, somebody says up here, manager skinwalking, that her post about being in a hospital was just a manager having access to her account. And around at the same time, a whole bunch of people put together screenshots of Nijisanji talents tweeting about unrelated things and saying all of these tweets look as if they are skinwalkers, managers are just posting in behalf of the talents. And I've talked before on stream about how it is a pretty strongly evidenced rat that since the Zion incident, Nijisanji has massively upped their security in terms and gone 1984 in terms of how they control their talents' social media presences. And I think that that is basically hard confirmed at this point, even if it seems almost certain that Nijisanji did something pretty nasty to Selene. There are uploads on YT. Last I checked, people have re-uploaded, but it's not on any of the official channels. Yeah, that must be a terrible blow to Selene. And it really depresses me because Selene is obviously an incredibly skilled VTuber. She is a very charismatic individual. She is a very successful FPS person. And she has... I think that if she left Nijisanji, she would be able to carve a career for herself very, very effectively. They were copy striking re-uploads. But yeah, this thread is now the Nijisanji L collection because I have not seen a company manage to destroy its reputation more effectively than Nijisanji in the last year or so. Let me just go to page 3. At the start of 2023, I think people like Nijisanji had its rather aggressive detractors, but it also had its supporters. But after the events of 2023, I'm sorry, Nijisanji is a black company, in my opinion. I cannot see any of the stuff that they have done recently regarding their talents, regarding Indonesia, regarding people like Nina Kosaka, and the other guy, whose name I forget, leaving and immediately getting picked up by Vhosho. I'm sorry, a healthy company that respects its talents does not have stuff like that happen to it. It just doesn't. She should join Phase Connect. Phase Connect is really doing numbers. Is really doing numbers at the moment. I'm not subbed to many of the Phase Connect channels. I'm subbed to Dizzy and I'm subbed to Pippa and a couple of others, but unrelated Phase Connect members have been showing up in my recommended feeds on pretty much all my accounts on YouTube for quite a long time now. It seems to start around mid-December or so, but their streams, I think their viewer numbers are really up. They're really up. I think I saw Remy, the lolly, and she had around 500 CCV. I have never seen her have that much CCV up till now. And so Face Connect really seems to be inclining. Meanwhile, I never get recommends from Idol in my recommends any longer. I'm not sure, maybe YouTube search algorithm sees that that the Face Connect channels are connected and recommends them more because I'm subbed to some Face Connect channels, but I see nothing of Idol, and I don't think even people post very much about Idol on the forum any longer, apart from when they had they announced a partnership with Brave Group. Sorry, just one second, I can feel a very strong belch coming on. But yeah, it really shocks me how much Idol has just kind of fallen off the narrative on the forum, that people just don't really talk about them much any longer. And I will credit Fish with this, is that Fish has really... as he has really reached out and tried to find unique individuals. And I think this is where Idol has kind of failed a little bit, in that Idol has stuck to what worked. Like, they had a few very popular talents at the start. They had people like Yuko and so on, and they seem to have tried to capitalize on that by just adding more of the same. And there's not really many people in Idol who I would go to and I would say, these people are unique from each other. These people are highly distinctive from each other. I wouldn't say that at all. I mean, there's still people like Rin and Yuko, etc., who pull in big numbers, but even with phases, like, I like the hamster. The hamster is pretty damn funny, and she has that kind of autism, ADHD energy, high speed, high energy that, again, appeals to my ADHD, which I like. And there's also, of course, there's the cow, there's Purin, who I'm glad got into a decent corporation. So yeah, Face Connect really does seem to be inclining, and I can't deny that, you know. I have some minor issues with Face Connect, put it that way, but I can't begrudge any of the girls the success that they've had. I'm probably one of the few Idol co-watchers, but I watch VODs, so not point in discussing the day or week after. Yeah, that's true. I don't think Idol is going to fail. I really do not think Idol is going to fail, but I do think the next year will be very interesting in terms of Idol news. Pippa tamped down on the Walt Disney and Jewish jokes last night. I mean, in fairness, you know, it's a stupid idea to tempt fate too hard. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Speaking of tempting fate, I don't think I have a direct link to it. If somebody on Discord could possibly send me a link to the tweets related to Hexa, because Hexa did that stream about the... Let me just switch back, just chatting for a second. Yeah, Hexa did a tweet about the did a stream rather about the Epstein flight logs and was talking about it for a while. And as a result, she did some kind of joke. I think it was, a Jewish joke. And somebody on Twitter with a very large following got really angry about that and tweeted about it and got completely and totally dunked on in the comment section. They were totally destroyed. And as a result, Hexa's tweet about it got a massive amount of extra views. And according to Rye on the forums, who... he looked at her follower count and it shot up a significant amount from this interaction. So, I mean, regardless of what you think about Hexa, it was highly entertaining to watch somebody try and cancel somebody on Twitter and only make the other person significantly more popular in the process and get vastly more attention on them than they otherwise would. And I think that it stands as a testimony that there is absolutely an audience for people, for VTubers, who have a solid interest in covering alternative media but are not screaming SJWs. There has been, I don't want to see like right-wing VTuber phenomenon or anything like that, but laughing at Clown World is a market that pretty much only Kirsche has had up till now, and I think her influence has encouraged people to break out of their traditional, oh, I'm a wholesome entertainer molds and take on more controversial topics. And I think that this point in our cultural evolution, we're ripe for it. That the internet has crested the progressive wave and it's starting to turn the other way now. And people out there are really looking for, well, they're looking for based people to follow. And I'm not sure if Hexa is particularly based. It's just like I sincerely question how based Pippa is, considering her takes on things like guns and so forth. Sorry, me. Right. And I think you can very easily go too hard on this kind of thing. I really like, again, I like Kirsche's approach because she calls out both the right and the left. It's the same reason why I watch Glenn Greenwald, because he yells at both the right and the left, and I appreciate it. And I think people... I'm Nelly Love, I'm honestly not interested in more politics and VTubing, but the thing is that I don't think that talking about Clown World stuff is even necessarily political, because, I mean, if you'd ask Kirsche, like, Kirsche will agree. I think it's not controversial to say that Kirsche would agree with my take that that you should stay out of politics and you should influence the world by getting a good woman and having a child, or at least several children, and teaching them your morals and standards and educating them so that they grow up to be the kind of people you want to inherit the world you created. And you can't... I don't think you can call that political, honestly. Like, looking at the system that we have now and saying it's terrible and awful and the best thing you can do is stay out of it and develop as a person and be the person you want to be, I don't consider that political. Whenever someone based comes along, they just end up being hated years later with some drama. Well, again, it's a case of keep your nose clean. If you're going to talk about drama, you should be the kind of person that can take having drama talked about you. And, I don't care what people say about me, so I'm fairly insulated against that. What I hate to see is when people with very strong opinions go out there and start aggressively broadcasting those opinions, and then they get extremely mad when people oppose those opinions. And, like, you have to accept that people are going to push back against you. It doesn't matter whether you're right, you're left, you're in the middle, whatever. There are people that are going to hate you. Proctor, scroll back up and read my chat. I need to defend my Oshi. Okay, Thrang. Okay, to be fair, Proctor, she loves guns, but she just had an objectionable take on the Pop-Tart gun thing. Pipkin will talk your ear off about it. Pipkin will talk your ear off about absolutely bloody anything. What is one subject where Pipkin does not have an incredibly detailed and weirdly specific opinion on? I don't know. Sorry, just one second. I am taking off my very large boots, which have now started to get a bit sweaty because they are rubber boots. Right now, the weather over here is terrible, so going outside in a rural, grassy location pretty much requires me to wear big, thick, heavy Wellington boots everywhere. Oh, my feet are cold. Oh, my feet are cold. Oh, that's not pleasant. Oh, anyway, let's get a bit back on track. Let me just. I'm being pinged. Thank you very much, Murray. This is the tweet in particular. Copy text. Now let me make sure that this stuff goes where I want it to. No, excuse me, copy paste. That is not what I wanted to copy and paste. There we go. Yeah, Jessica Tuber. Let's have a look at this person for a second. Right, am I... Okay, everything is good. Everything is good. Nothing has exploded. Wonderful. Wait, why am I being pinged on the Discord? Just posted from the Scarly fan cord. Drama, a Scarly Nijisanji. Okay. Let me just read this for a second. Hello, everyone. This is from the Scar... I forget what her full name is. Like the Nijisanji brown woman good, I suppose. Due to recent events concerning our voice channels, we now have VC rules. These will detail the rules on the VC and VC etiquette. Please ensure you read those before joining VC and remember to contact staff if you have any problems. I won't read all of these because they're for good grief, these rules are long. I'm not reading all of these on stream, my goodness. Please be careful of the content that you screen share host watch-alongs on this server. Realize all these bullet points happened for do not record the VC without consent from everyone present. Yeah, that sounds like the kind of thing that would happen in a Discord server. Absolutely. I mean, this is the thing. Nobody should ever assume that anything they say on Discord is private. I respect the privacy of the people that talk to me on Discord in private, but again, I try not to say anything in private on Discord that I would not be okay being spread elsewhere, because, yeah, people spread it elsewhere, and I know that for a fact. But yeah, again, I've harped on this far too long. I've harped on. I'm not gonna complain about it too hard. But yeah, please don't use Discord for anything private. Let's tab over to this now. Here we go. Oh dear, I'm sorry. For some reason, I am belching quite hard at the moment. PCD yelled at me for using the webcam feature. I can't imagine why. Tell that to the dozens of real-world companies using it for their internals. Yeah, have I talked about this before when I said I used to work for a company on the internet who used Discord for all of their stuff, and I left eventually, but sometime afterwards they got hacked by Turkish hackers who posted gay porn all over the Discord before deleting it, and on their socials and on their YouTube channel, which I found to be extremely entertaining, considering I had warned the owner several times to not use Discord for his private and confidential business dealings. And every single time he said, "Oh no, don't worry, there are contingencies, there are protections, we're safe." And he got one of his employees got hacked and sent him a suspicious link, and he just clicked on it instantly without thinking about it, and that hijacked his entire YouTube Discord session. He did get it all back eventually, but he was crazy posting on Twitter for a while about getting hacked and how Discord support wasn't responding to him and everything. And I was like, yeah, I warned you, you idiot. I warned you multiple times how lazy and useless and incompetent the Discord furries are. And anyway, here we are on Hexa's thing. I'm not going to play the audio because, I mean, you've already heard it. But yeah, this person, Jessica Cat VTuber, this tweet, good grief, look at those views. When I looked at this earlier today, this tweet had gotten around 200,000 views. Now it's up to 678,000 in a day. And then I love how, the highest tweet here is... Yeah, that's... is this anybody significant? Oh, that's 4,314 followers. And down here, this person just keeps doubling down, like Jessica keeps doubling down. Watch longer for 2 seconds. I literally watched her sing along to a video of a deepfake of Epstein singing that they love little girls, and this video is longer than 2 seconds. She is literally dancing, dude. Why does that matter? Why does that matter? Why on earth does that matter? Does this person say anything more? Like, why is this a problem? Love that a VTuber is watching fan cams of a person who sexually assaulted minors and thinks it's funny. That's not what she's doing. Are you brain damaged? Are you brain damaged? Oh, look here, big Mufasa. If I go to your profile, no, just literal nobody. What the what? What the hell? Show more replies. Every time I go to Twitter, I just see more nonsense. So apparently, if you like Hexa, you're now a pedophile. Okay? This is skewky levels of argumentation here. Let me see. Oh, no, I'm doing the wrong thing. Sorry, I need to go back one. There we go. I bet you are no fun at parties. Just a wild guess. I don't go to them. Let's have a look. It shows, not surprising, we can tell, what a loser, you don't get invited to them. It's pretty obvious. Oh my, this person is absolutely getting destroyed, and I love it. This is hilarious. The context is her dancing to fan cams. What else do I need? Also, she's literally posting lolly art. She's literally posting lolly art, guys. She's literally posting lolly art. Literally posting lolly art. I mean, I don't even like lolly art, but this is just so stupid. Oh, and here's your favorite ghost cat girl. A VTuber, VA, graphic designer, and game developer. Following 4,916, 984 followers. This person is, yes, oh. Your favorite ghost cat girl reposted. Oh. Oh, dear. That's going to be porn, isn't it? This one here is definitely going to be porn. I'm not going to look at this person's profile any further because, yeah, I want to, well, monetization doesn't matter to me, but, yeah, I'm not going to expose people to that. I just don't get this. What is the problem? What is the issue? Does this person post anymore? Does this person post anymore? No, I don't think they do. I think they took the L and turned off the internet for a bit. Louie Lumi. That person is slightly saner. Only with if anybody has a, how on earth do you follow 724 people? How many people do I follow? I think I follow like I follow 27. I follow 27 people, and even that my Twitter feed is often an incomprehensible mess. Does the post? No, I think that is literally just. I like that one. You know what? I'm gonna. I've. Die mad, you salty bitch. That's one worth saving. I'll go back to that later and save that. Yeah, let's have a look at this person's profile just a tiny bit. Jessica the cat VTuber. JessicaCard.co. Please don't tell me this person has a fans. Home, abouts, credits, socials. Twitch. Yesker is a female English language cat VTuber, has a variety of streams. She started VTuber streaming in June 2022. Plans to debut at September 7th, 2023. Okay. Well, obviously this person hasn't updated their socials in a while. Girl, what the actual... Oh, so that isn't the only thing that she did. No, please don't take me to Little St. James Island, Mr. Epstein. Like, why would you do this? I just can't understand why you would have get so mad about this. These people just baffle me. They absolutely baffle me. Did she actually debut on September the 7th? I mean, she's posting, like, VTuber art and stuff. No link to her Twitch. She had a New Year's Eve ear stream. She does have a Patreon where she posts NSFW stuff. Are we talking, like, OnlyFans stuff or just different stuff? Look at how many I follow, Proctor. I'm not going to do that, Thrang. I still want to have a tiny bit of respect for you. Oh, have we shamed you for light mode yet? Because flashbang? Yeah, I will continue to flashbang you at every opportunity. Weirdest attempt at soapboxing on Epstein I've seen. Just trying to raise awareness and keep Zoomer attention. Yeah. It's just so stupid. Check Discord, Proctor. Let me have a look. Life Counseling Central. Live posting. Let me see what this is. One momento, please. I am following the... Oh. 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 Oh, dearie me. Oh, dear. Is that explicit? I would like to play it on stream, but I don't know if it's... I wonder who that someone is. Someone let me see that. What's there? Like, there's no way. So I hear a VTuber is giggling and dancing to a Jeffrey. So, yeah, Hexa pissed off a lot of people. It seems like an awful lot of seething V-tweeters. Three hearts. Yeah. It seems like a lot of seething V-tweeters were annoyed at this, which I find persistently hilarious. Check the art tag. I don't think I will. Not on stream, anyway. Let's mute this. What is... I hate this woman. I'm going to say it right now. I am now a misogynist. I am now an extreme misogynist. Yeah. I do not think this woman is going to be the next Gura, guys. I somehow don't. I really... I don't understand why people are like this. As a woman, I do not claim... I mean, yeah, I don't see any reason to call her fat. I mean, maybe a tiny bit larger than usual. I mean, she's not an ugly person. She just gives off massive amounts of entitled bitch energy. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, look at this. Everyone complaining about the artist nudity needs to shut the F up. Twitch has decided on their rules and it's up to content creators to do what they want to do. Yeah, this person is absolutely not somebody worth whose opinion should be entertained by anybody at all. Somebody just mentioned me on the forum. Oh, I see. That's what they were trying to say. Sorry. Not fat by American standards, but definitely danger hair. Yeah, definitely danger hair. She's not on the two major paywall arc. I'm reading the Discord, by the way, in case anyone's curious. She's not on the two major paywall archival sites I know of, so congrats. Kumas don't even want to pirate your shit. At least she streams more than Gura. Her streams are like dead air. If a VTuber, if a woman can't talk as much as I can on stream, then yeah, they're not getting very far in life. I'm sorry. Apparently, it's something about her real name as well, which obviously I'm not going to share. But you know what? Let's just number friend for a second. I have 50 concurrent viewers right now. That's a good 20 extra than what I used to get previously when I stream. Now, the thing is, guys, I didn't even tweet about this stream, by the way. Well, I did, but I didn't do the thing where I tweet just as I go live, which is apparently something I should always be doing at all times. But people were saying, I was seeing a bunch of people tweet about how they have to stream pretty much all the time to maintain their viewer count, and even people with very highly dedicated viewers say that if they leave, and I'm talking like people that have like 50, 60, 100 CCV, like not very big VTubers, they say that if they don't stream for more than like 3 or 4 days at a time, then their view count will just plummet. They'll get like 20 views instead of 50. So I don't know why I suddenly have 51 concurrent viewers when my last stream had something like 25. Am I that intelligent? Am I that good? Have I cracked a new meta? Just don't stream for like 3 weeks straight. And oh, did you see that tweet on Twitter too? Yeah, I think we saw the same thing. You can post it in the Discord again if you think that it was the same thing. But yeah, I saw a whole bunch of VTubers saying how important it is to stream consistently and constantly. They're on to you. I hope not. I hope not. But since we are number friending a little bit, I wanted to also highlight a few different people. I did a little bit of this on the last stream, but it is something that I would like to do. That there are a fair number of VTubers that I have started watching in the last year, either on or off, that I feel deserve a little bit of highlighting. And first of all, we talked about her last time, but there's BB, Busujima BB, who I really enjoy, who is a very cute dark elf. She is from Peru, and yeah, she's also pretty based, a follower of Kirsha, someone who has very good taste. And I think I said to raid her last time, which I can't technically do because I don't have enough followers, but so you already know about them. There's also the Seal, who I think might be live right now. Let me just check. Let me just switch over and make sure everything is working properly. Finally, no fluffy tail. I mean, the lack of a fluffy tail is a significant debuff, I'll admit, but you know, we'll see. Paste and go. Yeah, this channel I also quite like. Azarashi Alex, she collabs with Murray sometimes, I know. Very comfy energy, very good background noise. Very definite hag energy. I have no idea how old she is, but yeah, strong hag vibes. A pretty stable and solid individual overall. A nice deep voice too, and rules no NSFW lewd topics or anything, which I appreciate. Like, very much somebody that I feel has a steady career as just a kind of comfy streamer, which I enjoy. Doesn't particularly have high CCV, but has been inclining slightly recently. BB actually raided into the Seal earlier. Yeah, good. That's nice. That's nice. I didn't know they collabed, actually. That's interesting. And who else? We already talked about Smugalana. I quite like Smugalana. Again, very floofy, very floofy. And another person, let me just delete and make sure I just cut down on things. There's also this girl that I have started watching fairly recently. Miryu the Bear, who is very cute. Let's just get some audio from her. There we go.
So pretty. Alright, I'll show you the rest of my rants now.
I really like this girl's voice an awful lot.
Yeah. I was gonna wait for David.
She's another pretty quiet and comfy streamer.
Quite a bit when I started playing, but maybe that's just because my... Can you stop saying that? I'm gonna kill you.
I'm not gonna play too much of that audio. But yeah, she's got very cute, comfy energy, and she's another, seems like a pretty calm VTuber. I find myself quite drawn to VTubers. I either like VTubers that are incredibly high energy and hyperactive, like Kirsche, or I like really comfy kind of VTubers. I like extremes, guys. I really like extremes. So that's something I really enjoy about her. She's very, very soft and got that very nice, quiet, sweet voice that it's very hard, I find, for a VTuber to have a highly feminine voice without triggering the kind of lolly vibes that I don't like. Proctor likes the child voice. No, I genuinely don't think that she has a childlike voice. I think she has a voice that has childish qualities, but it's in a positive way. I like it. I like that voice. Whereas something like, say, Remy from Phase Connect's voice, I find absolutely and totally insufferable. I cannot stand Remy's voice because it sounds like an adult trying to pretend to be a child, which is horrible. I have no problem with women whose voices naturally sound fairly childlike and innocent, because they can speak in a normal manner while using that, whereas somebody like Remy, who, I mean, maybe she isn't faking the voice, but I really don't. I really don't like her voice. I genuinely do not understand or comprehend how people can watch Remy or Shondo. Shondo, I wish Shondo did not have the lolly voice, because Shondo has quite a nice content, but I mean, I don't hate Shondo's voice at all, but when she pushes the lolly voice to its extremes, sorry, I physically cannot enjoy it. I cannot enjoy it. It just turns me off instantly. I feel creepy listening to her. I really do. I feel as if it's trying to access a part of my brain that no man should access, if you know what I mean. Shondo might be the most hilarious streamer I've ever seen, but yeah, I keep her to clips. I agree. Apparently Shondo's voice is real. I've heard the clip of Shondo having the MILF voice, and the Shondo MILF voice, if the Shondo MILF voice was her normal voice, yeah, I'd watch her a lot more often. Shondo is at least the funny schizo woman. Shondo can do other voices too. You just don't hear it as part of the character. Is more present in her ASMR. Lolly ASMR, I will never listen to. Sorry, that genuinely feels nasty to me. I don't like that. I do not like listening to stuff that I feel that somebody who was interested in children would be possibly jerking off to, and lolly ASMR absolutely is something that I could fully believe a child liker, shall we say, would be jerking off to, and I don't like that. Again, I have pretty strong feelings on lolly. I'm not like a stupid Twitter freak which says, oh, lolly is evil and should be banned! But I do think it's very much a slippery slope. That's a thing. Yeah, of course it's a thing. Of course it's a thing. Like, if you're a grown woman, and you know that it's the same reason why grown women willingly indulge in ABDL fetishes for money, because they know that men who are into that stuff will pay them money. Why do childlikers have to ruin stuff? I mean, they're childlikers. They're going to ruin absolutely everything. I meant that she had ASMR videos where she used the deeper voice. Okay, all right. I'm sorry about that. If she has not leaned in heavily to the lolly ASMR stuff, okay, that's fine. You know, again, I'm not saying she's bad. I'm just saying that there are qualities about her that personally I find just are incompatible with with casually watching. That's all. We can't be all things to all people, sadly. And then, of course, there is another VTuber who God's Strongest Sanolite will very much appreciate me highlighting. This is the Carbonated Piss Girl, previously Sava Safari. I am intensely jealous of this model. This model is just... Look at this model. I mean, orange is one of my favorite colors to begin with. Look at those ears. Look at those eyes. look at the look tastefully at the other parts. This woman, oh, I don't understand how one person can be simultaneously so sizzlingly attractive and so viscerally repulsive in other ways. You want to be the orange cat? I do not want to be an orange cat girl. What I am saying is an orange cat girl is very acceptable, shall we say. Did she designed this character herself? I don't think she built and rigged it, but I mean, let me put it this way. If the same person who made this model made one for Kirsche, I would be even more parasocial towards Kirsche than I currently am, shall we say. Is there a 3D woman Proc would compliment as such? No, because I have fallen down the anime rabbit hole, and I now find it much more difficult to look at real women and go, yeah, that's nice. She designed it and did some touch-ups to the live 2D rigging. Yeah, like Mozumi Peachy is a very talented and skilled individual, and I am massively impressed by all the stuff that she's managed to accomplish, and I really hope that she continues to excel in the VTuber sphere, and I really hope she takes better care of her health and stops drinking her own piss. The new Kirsche model debut is going to be tough on you, and sure. I mean, I've seen her design sheet. Like, Kirsche's new 2D design is really nice. I don't think there's anything bad about it, but, you know, I'm saying that in a perfect universe, somebody who was able to design something this attractive, designing something for Kirsche, that would be pretty amazing. Again, like, like, in a perfect world, we all have dreams of reality that is better than the reality we live in right now. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But yeah, again, this is easily, I would say, the most attractive and best and model that I have seen in the entire VTubing industry. I mean, it's even like the little facial tics, like the way she stares off into the distance and the way the mouth moves. It's just perfect. There's nothing else that I can say about it. It is perfect. Oh yeah, I think that she has genuinely set a new standard when it comes to designs and VTubing. I just wish that she wouldn't keep setting new standards in terms of the disgusting things she puts in her mouth. But yeah, let's move on from that. Let's move on before we loop too hard on this. Next on the list is someone who I have talked about fairly extensively. Let me just edit this to get rid of the people that don't matter anymore. Would, of course, be Senna Bonbon, who has another very nice model. Her latest model is very, very nice indeed. Oh, like, it's this model. Yeah, that one. That is very much a brown woman good model right there. And again, another very capable and skilled artist who I commissioned to do TVA's mascot. So, yeah, I really like her. I watched a fair number of her streams. She is another VTuber who seems to be breaking out of the traditional mold a little bit into more, I wouldn't say political content, but she does deep dives on similar things like Pippa and Leah are doing. It's insane how much better the rigging is compared to Holos. Yeah, I agree. The indie scene at the moment is completely dominating and has totally surpassed corporate modeling at this point. I think VTubing has genuinely entered its golden years in terms of technology. It's only going to get better from here. There's a phrase that Upper Echelon Gaming, who I watch fairly frequently, uses when he describes AI generation. He says that at any given point in time, the version of the AI generator you're using is the worst version that will ever exist because it's getting better at such an exponential rate that the technology is improving on a daily basis. And I do think that VTuber technology is starting to reach that point where there are so many people that have seen that VTubing is a lucrative and productive industry. They're getting into it. You've got a vast number of riggers. You've got a vast number of modelers out there who are all putting out very quality work. Some of them are completely demented and insane, like that stupid woman who refused to refund somebody after they 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 asked for a refund after they had like put them on a very long waiting list after a few days and no work had been done. That woman is a complete psycho and has made an absolute fool of herself in the community, and artists again are often quite insane, sadly. I was so mad when I heard that. Yeah, Empress, I agree. It was very, very stupid. And creative types, unfortunately, are naturally that kind of crazy. They are naturally that kind of crazy. And I've known a lot of artists over the years. Oh, pardon me. I do not know why I'm belching so much. I do apologize. And those kind of people will inevitably just burn out in the end. Like Kirsche as well. Her first model artist was just, I think it was, again, correct me if I'm wrong, please, but I think she said that her first model artist went through a bit of a breakdown as well, and when she wanted an updated 3D model from that artist, she waited for like a year or so, and then just said, sorry, I'm quitting this industry completely. Maybe it was somebody different, again, like, no shame on her original designer if that's not the case. Some artists are schizos, but the market gets bigger every day, and there's less and less room for that behavior. I agree. I agree completely. I am absolutely astonished, in fact, that the art industry seems to still be expanding. Like, a lot of artists were doom posting a lot about AI image generation, but it seems to me that artists are still getting enormous amounts of attention, and it's even to the point where even people who mostly do safe for work stuff, or maybe even don't draw the naughty stuff at all, they're still getting solid amounts of work, whereas a few years ago the idea of an independent artist who was making a solid living out of art that was not mostly porn it was much rarer concept, whereas now it seems like artists are really getting into things. Didn't Nyaru get ghosted by her modeler because of her association with the rabbit? I have never heard of that, I'm afraid. Maybe it's a thing that happened. I would have thought that she would get ghosted because of her association with Kirsche more than anything else, because like Kirsche is a lot more controversial than the rabbit, and Nyaru is very, very openly pro Kirsche. I think that she drew some fan art of Kirsche just like yesterday. I really wasn't too scared of AI, I just enjoy drawing. Yeah, the thing is that if an artist is scared of AI, that means inherently the artist is not giving their potential customers a good enough value proposition for them to choose that artist over the AI. And AI is going to get to a point where it can reliably mimic most of the things that artists can do now. But the prestige of where an artist needs to come in is that an artist is art is marketing as much as anything else. And if you cannot sell somebody on your art through the personality and the person behind it, then your art inherently is much lower value. And there are plenty of artists out there whose work I don't necessarily like a huge amount, but if they came to me and said, hey, I'm going to give you a discount on my art and just ask me to draw anything, I would be like, oh my goodness, hell yeah, I want you to draw what was something out of my head or whatever. Even if it wasn't, again, the perfect style that I wanted or whatever, just the fact that that said artist had decided to draw something for me would be, and the prestige of that is something that artists, I think, don't understand. And they need to understand the value of their art as a brand as much as just the physical ability of drawing art. It's in artist/rigger best interest to keep a good relationship, though, since there's so much to be made from repeat work. Yeah, I agree. Nyaru got ghosted because of her comments about fats on the idol industry, nothing to do with Pippa. I vaguely remember that now that you give me that context. AI can make you a 2000x2000 pic. You can upscale later to 8K. Okay, yeah. I mean, I think that AI art is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with using AI art for something. The only time that I would say AI art is objectively a bad thing is if a scummy company decides that they are going to use AI art to cut corners and create something that is soulless. Art is prestigious because of the time investment of learning art and the time of creating the piece itself. Art can't replicate that. Yeah, precisely. Exactly. That's exactly what I mean, Porian. Exactly what I mean. AI was going to basically replace the lowest skill bracket. Every cohort above that would still be able to find work. 100%. Absolutely. I agree. And you can always improve. Precisely. Precisely. It's going to make it more difficult to enter the art industry, I'd say. But again, that more means... Proctor, the problem with the statement is, hey, I will draw you something for a discount is now a huge scam vector on Discord. Yeah, I agree. I understand that. Don't worry. I mean, I was using it as a hypothetical. I do understand that it is a massive scam vector, but the point I'm trying to make is just the fact that the prestige of having a specific artist make something for you has a massive value proposition in and of itself that is worth spending money, and it's much better than just saying to an AI prompt, hey, do this. And even for something like when I used to roleplay, most people just used like anime images. They'd go onto the Safe Borrow or something and look for character sheets for like a character they liked, and they just use a popular anime character for face icons if they were role playing in, say, an IM community which had avatar support, which I really liked. I couldn't go back to like instant messaging roleplay without avatar support, but in the end, I got to the point where I felt as if I commissioned art of one or two of my characters, and after those role plays had ended and I couldn't use them any longer, I couldn't go back to just going to Safe Borrow and getting a character that I liked and making face icons out of their art. I was just like, no, I've reached a new level. I can't do this any longer. I feel there is a prestige associated with having a unique character avatar that I can't deviate from again. And that's one of the main reasons why I quit role-playing on those platforms, actually, because I felt as if I was cheating by going back to just copying something that already existed instead of going to the effort of making a character unique in some way. There's like gachas that use AI art now, though. I can find them later. That would be pathetic on a level I can't even imagine. Anyway, guys, I am now conscious that my bladder is extremely full, so I am just going to go to the bathroom for a few minutes, and then, well, not a few minutes, but I will be back in just a very short while. I just want to say before I go that if anybody would like to join the collab or anything, thank you, Short. I will look at the Nyaru being ghosted stuff in a minute when I get back. But if anybody would like to hang out, join the call or anything, then just go into the hangout room. Because I'm more or less done with the stuff that I wanted to talk about. So I'll be back in a minute. So see you in a moment. Let me go back to just chatting, actually. There we go. Hello, I have returned. Oh, tired. The Proctor, okay. Thrang, I'm very sorry that that I leave dead air. I'm just like that. I'm just built different, I'm afraid. I do need to do stuff if I'm going to. See, the thing is, again, my irritation is that I am not sure if I can even continue streaming much into the next year until I'm guaranteed good internet until March. But unfortunately, after March, it may be that I am going to be forced to use Starlink satellite. So it's annoying. It's something that I will have to deal with at some point, which depresses me. So I feel like investing into anything paid for VTubing would be awkward. There are some like free playlists of videos and so on. Commission Doki Bird live on stream right now to make up for it. Yeah, that would be fun. It would be entertaining. That would be hilarious actually to get like a very high up VTuber to do official art for the virtual asylum in some capacity. That would be highly entertaining. I mean, technically doesn't Rie of Face Connect do stuff like backgrounds of so on? That would be that would be my goodness, if I commissioned a Rie for a background. Oh, don't put ideas into my head, chat. That's a very, very bad idea to put ideas into my head. Smartest kid on the short bus. I see you've joined the thingamajogga. A wild A durian has joined. Okay. I go to the new channel, yay, and Murray has just. I'll let you in a second. Smartest kid on the short bus. But yeah. Nyaru, do you have something you want to tell us? I mean, in fairness, that does look very nice, although the portion is just a little bit small. I'd like a little bit more than that. Oh, I love how she's put the crying face over the spoon so it doesn't reflect. As if anyone here does not know what Nyaru looks like. I mean, that woman. How many times has this woman face yabbed on stream? Like 3 times at minimum by now. Like, she has accidentally shown her face, her full face in detail 3 or 4 times on hand cam and so on streams, which is, again, she looks exactly like her model too. Her model is very obviously modeled after what she looks like in real life, and Nyaru is damn pretty. She is a very, very attractive woman. So I kind of all the VTubers that I know, she seems like the one to have the least reason to hide her face, because yeah, she is not looking at anything, she is not anything that anybody would complain about. She's crying over the tiny portion. Maybe. I mean, it's not a terrible portion, but it is a bit smaller than I would like. Nyaru is a big girl, but we love her regardless. You people have a very warped idea of what a big woman is. Seriously. Nyaru needs to do another DDR stream with leg. Ah yes, live foot reaction. Yeah, I mean, I will say this, Nyaru certainly has enough to attract at least a low-level architect, put it that way. Matara Khan recently did a face reveal to show that, yes, she was, in fact, monkeyism. I don't know what you're talking about. Stop Latina chasing Proctor. I mean, I'm sorry, but brown woman good? What the hell? It's a decent portion, you bunch of fats. Lol. Yeah, the person, the Russian who is used to starvation rations is definitely going to call that a good portion. Stop the feet. All right. Sorry about leaving you outside for so long. Smartest kid on the short bus. Oh, let me just make sure I've got my stuff turned on. Desktop audio. Good. I do not want to do that thing again. When did she face reveal? I mean, just ask on the Discord. Like, people will have records of it. Hello, smartest kid on the short bus. I believe you're live. Is he going to say anything? That's the question. I'm now sat side by side with Ted Kaczynski. Let me just mention him. Yeah, if you're trying to talk, then I can't hear you. In which case, I'm just going to... Until you do start talking, I'm going to look through this stuff again to see what I can see. I managed to miss the 2,000 pages completely. 2,000 pages of pure unfiltered VTuber autism sprinkled with guru looping, pegging, VTuber drama, orange woman bad / good / menhera, seething, racism, sex pest outing, and Hexa retardation. Seriously, get some help, get some help, get some help. Onward to 1,000 more pages. Also, Shiori is effing mid. I don't understand the Shiori posting, I'll be honest. Like, I've watched a little bit of Shiori, but yeah, she's not really an interesting person. He may be dead. Okay, I'll put him back into Hangout for now, and he can just at me when he's around again. Also, Empress, weren't you going to join at some point as well? You don't want the mythical TVA collab to add to your repertoire? Oh, he's typing now. He's typing. Might actually be alive. Why does it work now? Let me just check. Like, if I move you back in here, like, talk.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can, in fact, hear you.
You better fucking get those Vtuber commissions.
I mean, I didn't even know she did art, actually. I didn't even know she did commissions.
Yeah, like, she was an artist beforehand.
Oh, okay. Proctor, do it. No, excuse me. What even are her prices?
I don't know, probably a lot. She says you could check on her info about prices on her website.
Well, give me a link, please. I am not randomly stumbling through links to professional. What did you just say about Shiori, you little bitch? Shiori is mid. I'm sorry. I don't understand the appeal.
She's cute.
I mean, I'm not saying she's bad. I'm just saying I don't really get the appeal. Whereas I really like Nerissa. Like, Nerissa is definitely the standout for me for the latest HoloLive EN stuff. Dokibird.weebly.com. Twitch emotes
Okay, got it.
badges.
Cool.
Well, that's not what I want. Other commissions. Twitch channel art status closed. Sketches status closed. Yeah, that stuff's closed. She's only doing the Twitch emotes and badges, I think, at the moment. So, and yeah, partners closed. It says that it's all closed at the moment. So,
She made an hour ago.
Okay. The model is good. Again, I prefer Nerissa. I really do like Nerissa's model. I don't know why. Nerissa has a really nice model. She's got a very
Honestly,
nice...
I was sold on Shiori the second I saw the picture with her having runny mascara and
I
drool
don't
on her
understand
mouth.
that at all. The running mascara stuff, I have absolutely no idea why anybody likes that. To me, that would just be ugh.
Kirsha.
What?
Just ask Kirsha. She'll explain it exactly.
I'm just like, no, that's sticky. That's nasty. I don't want to kiss a woman with with running mascara. Sorry, I need a drink of water.
Look, the way you get that look is from her kissing something else.
My friend, I am not an idiot. I am not that sheltered. I know what the implication is, but I'm sorry, it's not something that appeals to me. Mm.
Get you, man.
More activity as Doki, yeah, that's totally another side of things to come at all. I mean, I already talked about Selena quite a lot, but I really, really hope that Selene leaves Nijisanji at some point. I hope that she strikes out on her own. I hope she makes herself a career for herself outside of Nijisanji.
Base gamers win.
Hmm. All right, running mascara. I just don't get it. I want a woman to look really nice, okay? I do not want to take the effort that she has put into her makeup and then destroy it. Sorry. Proctor not an idiot sounds like a rat to me. The same guy that did that running mascara did one for Nina near her debut, and I'm sure lots of fans found her through that. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just, again, it's just not appealing to me. I'm sorry. There are many things that I love in this world, like, like this, for example, but I'm not planning on the running mascara thing being a thing for any woman that I potentially am in a position to do that to. Sorry. I will not comment further
Tell them
on
to
this
take
topic.
their. Then tell them to take their makeup off beforehand.
Well, he said that this thing also, like, my mother always told me that a woman that goes to bed with her mascara on is basically a whore. So it's not a particularly good mental impression for me. I'll join in after my skincare routine. Okay, Empress. Why the rainbow flag all of a sudden in chat? Live streaming, yes.
I mean, you are son. I'm just saying, your Oshi would be upset with you right now.
I am not going to discuss my potential sexual activities on this stream, I am afraid. I will leave that up to the viewer's imagination and Thrang's terrors. There was something else that I was going to discuss as well, which is really irritating to me that I can't explicitly find it. Oh, yeah! Oh, yes. Did we had a situation monitoring on this. I don't think it got a... Well, no, it was described in the thread, but this was something that was completely bizarre. Did it happen yesterday? It was, I think this video link is completely dead. Nope. Home community. Yeah, it's this channel anyway. That this was Misaki Sato, who was in Cyber Live. I keep wanting to say Cyber Idol, but that was Q's thing. This was Cyber Live. The same.
That was fucking weird.
That was one of the weirdest streams that has happened that I've ever seen, honestly. And I think we have a copy of it somewhere. It's not on the forum necessarily because it was quite large. But I know that some people did save it.
Blue ball.
Pardon, sorry?
It was complete. It was a complete blue ball too.
Yeah, I know,
like,
it was.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing. Well, a very drunk man was streaming on this channel for some reason. Trying to make you feel comfortable. Proctor's mom is not wrong, though. Yep, that's correct. I agree. I much prefer women who take care of themselves and do not look like trash whores for men, because that's not how I'm into this.
She's only supposed to look like a whore for one man.
Ah, yes, if FaZe is the sad girl company, CyberLive was the mean girl company. That's the thing, though, is that the person who was on this channel, they did a live stream that apparently had been scheduled for 2 years, and there was a lot of people were thinking, oh, that must be somebody who's going to spill a whole lot of dirt on CyberLive or whatever. And when the stream started, it was very obviously a man with a voice changer, making him sound vaguely female, like Troon female. and they were rambling on while playing a game for a while, and then they showed a Discord screenshot of some sort and something or other. I think they were identified, like people were like, this is who it is. I think it was some kind of former manager or artist or other individual who might potentially have access to the account. And after a while, they just dropped the act entirely and dropped the voice changer and started speaking in the normal male voice. And it honestly sounded like a last stream before a suicide. They were talking about how miserable and depressing everything was and all this kind of vague posting, oh, everything's awful, everything's terrible. And I legitimately was just waiting for the sound of a gunshot in the background. Video editor, okay. They sounded extremely drunk and extremely mentally ill. But in the end, they just ended the stream after messing around for a bit. I'm sad almost that it happened to such a small channel with nothing going on with it, because I would have loved to see more eyes on it to get more explanation. But just because of it was a micro scale event, so I don't think we're ever really going to know much about it. But yeah, that was a deeply surreal experience. And somebody, I am being ping ponged, twing twonged again. Oh, and that's another thing that I wanted to talk about. That
Hey, what happened to Dazzle?
I banned Dazzle because he's incredibly annoying and he is physically incapable of interacting on this Discord without starting petty fights with me all the times, and I would much rather just be left alone. Yeah, sorry. There is. I can't believe I forgot about this for so long, but this is absolutely something I want to cover. It is the Rifu Evergreen stuff, and that is.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can't wait to watch that just explode.
Yeah, where is the thread though? There is a thread about it because I know there's a dedicated thread because this was.
Exo versus however the fuck you're supposed to pronounce that company name.
Oh yeah, I think the OP or something was updated, but there were technically no new posts. So, my goodness, why can't I find this? This is me trying to navigate my own forum.
Until like 2 weeks ago, nothing had happened.
Oh, there it is. It's right at the top. Why didn't I? I'm sorry. Again, my ADHD kicked in pretty damn hard there. So yeah, that was December 26th. And there's context from the Discord that I don't think has been directly posted into the thread. So I will go to it and just try and look it up right now because I commented on it as well. Yeah, this was Megu.
Smegmar posted.
Yeah, this was.
Yeah.
Where was? No, this is all the. I'm up too far. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, Murray posted about it a bit, and let me see if I can just open this as well. Yeah, here it is. Where Megu posted about it, and she said, I may be late, but I do have something new. It actually makes me wonder if she was pre-scouting, because after the meltdown of my last company, I think it was Akio Air, we all got reached out by them to do ASMR content for their channel in turn for pay. Maybe they were trying to pre-scout or something. I don't think any of us accepted their offer, though. Yes, even the miner who was also invited to do an ASMR collab with her.
Peter actually did one though.
No, it was just an invite. But that, I think, Rifu Evergreen or whoever it is, I don't know if we have like the an RL name for her or whatever it is. But
she has enough fucking profiles that she may have one link to her name that's linked to lewd content.
Okay, Murray. Apparently, Murray is going to be talking about this on Under the Tea in a few hours. Unfortunately, I don't catch Under the Tea stuff live because I'm usually well in bed by the time they stream, unfortunately. But yeah, she has a bunch. The Rifu Evergreen girl is the minor did a video with Rifu. What? Can you? Well, I
It's
don't.
on Dude That's Wholesome.
What? Sorry.
It's on Dude That's Wholesome, her Safe for Work ASMR channel.
Oh, okay. And then she's got Dude That's Lewd, which is the lewd ASMR
Yeah.
stuff. How the hell does
Lewd
Princess
is an
Buffy keep coming
understatement.
up? Lewd streaming out of pure spite. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Rifu Evergreen person, she screams Menhera at the top of her lungs. She is Scottish, and I'm sorry, Scottish people are insane. How old is the minor now? Scottish age of consent is 16. Yeah, that's why the nukes were fired at the wrong country.
Fired in the country that had 13.
Let me. No, I'm not going to go into the actually there. I'm not going to go into the actually. That's actually
Yeah.
bait.
Well, no. The U.S. had to change their age of consent laws because South Carolina and Alabama refused to.
Oh dear, American age of consent. I'm sorry. It's too much of a wait. Oh, this is oh my
So
goodness. I saw. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the link which was posted in live counseling. Dog girls sniff you ASMR. Sniffing our new master. This is safe for work ASMR? What?
yes.
What the actual hell? What the hell? What? I'm not going to. Does it have anything but audio? Audio? No, it's only audio. It's an hour long. 1 hour 3DO by oral ASMR sniffing sleep aid. Yeah, definitely a sleep aid. 100%. Featuring Wawa. Oh, I'm not going to listen to even a second of that. Sorry, I don't like ASMR content to begin with. No, no way in hell am I listening to that. Sorry,
We should have Azahara listen to it for us.
No, 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 definitely not. I blame the public school sniffing. What the hell do you mean? It's a whole hour. Yeah, it is. Don't forget the looter bonus content for pay pigs. I know it's horror. Like this woman really genuinely comes across as psychotic. Like she's some kind of porn workaholic. She's apparently done audio of I'm honestly not even going to say it. Like there's stuff on the forum. If you want to sully yourself, check this. It's on her lewd Patreon too. Let me have a look. Guys, don't worry. If you pay extra, you can see the hidden extras of the ASMR collab between them. So yeah. Your newly adopted pups have tired you out to the point they are both awake while you are passed out. That doesn't stop them from feeling, and then it's cut off. Oh, I'm sorry. This is genuinely disgusting. I ugh. Oh. Ugh. Leftist Twitter took Girl Sonic away to satisfy their urges. Their agendas, sorry, not urges. Okay, we're going places. We're going places that I am rather scared of. We are now we're going places. Maybe I should just stay ignorant on the internet. Yes, Embrace, you should. You absolutely should.
We've been trying to tell you that.
The Brit disgusts. I mean, she's Scottish, so I'm disgusted by default. It's part of my culture. Oh, even Alex says this is awful. He doesn't even know the context. To be fair, the Patreon is both lewd and non-lewd. Nevertheless, content with a minor is right next to lewd content. Yes. But this woman, I'm certain that all her stuff is going to implode massively. I think somebody in the thread, I can't find the post right now, but somebody said, imagine having a Menhera taskmaster cracking the whip for you to make lewd porn content for them, it's not going to end well. And I really hope that people are on their toes to make sure we have archives of all the insane things that happen to it, because I guarantee you it's gonna just drop out of the sky.
We have a resident brown person for this.
A what?
A resident brown person.
Who are you talking about? Oh, you mean short?
Azahara.
Oh, Azahara.
No, Azahara.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
who else would you send to go look up a lewd tuber?
Who you gonna call? There's an eyeball licking fetish. Oh, I have bad dry eyeballs, so I have
You
to
didn't know about eyeball licking?
I know that it's a thing, but it's still disgusting. Yeah, I have dry eyes, so I put in eye drops fairly often. But the idea of having somebody lick my eyes, or licking somebody's eyes. Sometimes you want a little eyeball jelly on your tongue. What's the big deal? I mean, also, I remember, like, the thing about that's forever been poisoned for me, because I remember reading the Walking Dead comic, and one of the things in the Walking Dead comic, which is infinitely better than the rubbish TV series that ruined everything that was good about the comic, is that at one point there's a character who describes reading a story in a newspaper about a man who sucked out his child's eyeballs. And ever since then, anything related to mouths and eyes, sorry, the two shall never meet, in my opinion. I want this world to go through a factory reset. I mean, well...
I'll fuck it up faster next time.
I mean, there's a reason I'm religious. Put it that way. Funny how often I get to mention the end times in these streams related to VTubers. All I can say is...
but the book sucked.
The first... wait, let me just look through this again. Yeah, let me just go to the...
Oh my god, I can't. Fucking... That's way too fucking big.
Yeah, go to Twitter and see the whole thing. Let's see about the comments of it. I love how the very first... it's like this all chronological, I think. So yeah, the very first reply... Do I have this on stream? Yes, I do. Sorry, just messing around with tabs. The very first reply is somebody from the Under the Tea podcast atting Murray. And then under these, where's the lollies? What are the replies to this going to be like? Can you read? Do you understand that A is for adult? Do you understand that your preference is illegal in the Western world and many places? Oh, that's, of course, the only country lolly is actually criminalized in is the UK. The UK notoriously uses... No. In my opinion, everyone involved in this story should die. That's all I have to say about it. Oh, goodness. It even has, like, the Pornhub-style music to it. Ugh. And then there's... I really hope Hexa is, Situation suck. Please back us on how much for them to review our H game. Oh. 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 Where's the cute and funny? Am I the only one bothered by the scissors? I really hope to know where they will be streaming TOS Factor. Rev says Desu Kumaru false ID. Yep, the vultures are already circling. Vultures are circling. The one and only...
There's gotta be a fucking fire.
The one and only Lucy Pyre needs an application. sugar waifu ASMR.
I hate to say it, but none of the Twitch thoughts are harsh enough for this. Not even Melody.
Yeah, I know. This is just absolute fatherless behavior embodied.
It's like the girl who shoves stuff in her vagina for a living is not enough of a whore for this.
Guys, I think he's excited. No, I'm not. I'm joining right now for this OMG. What? What? Emp, think of any possible act, item, or experience you can imagine, and there's someone out there fetishizing it. Lest we must post the bathroom tile fetishist green text. I mean, I still remember vividly this one post on, I think it was Something Awful or whatever, about a guy who was furiously aroused by the smell of burning tires to the point he was compelled to masturbate whenever he whenever he drove past a homeless camp. I think that was one of my first experiences, like, on the internet, realizing, yeah, people are bloody weird. People are bloody weird. I think Null watched the trailer for this on the last Mad at the Internet, and he made fun of it, but I was pretty zoned out. That'd be an interesting clip to share on the forums if anybody's got that. No, please, we do not need another case of the men being disgusted at something and the women being disturbingly into it. We've had that happen a few too many times already. We're supposed to be the degenerates, and you're supposed to be the ones that are running around after us, telling us to be more sensible and manly, okay? Why can't we go back to that? Anyway, where am I going now? Uni Inari debut TBA. Minors do not... A necromantic elf psychopath. Oh dear, what rabbit hole is this? Ugh. Ugh. That time I accidentally became a soul vessel for a necromantic elf psychopath. Ugh. What is wrong with women? What is wrong with women? Mind you, this could easily be a troon. Like that sort seem to be drawn to this weird 3D aesthetic. I've noticed it's very strange, and I really don't like it. Makes me feel very uncomfortable. Personal organizers, acro, play this. What? Sorry. Let me just check to make sure that it loads properly. Ah, yes.
Zero for 5 says an A.
Yes, it does. Good.
For 5 says an AGP VTuber agency is opening. Do you think Pete's will audition? Let's take a look. So this is apparently a transgender VTuber. ENA VTuber agency is here. We are Vtuber, a new agency with a focus on spicier side of content creation. We hope you will follow our journey as we prepare for auditions.
That jump scared me.
Okay, I will play the trailer for it. So I was afraid what they meant by spicy. I scanned through it. Oh, this does not want to play at all, huh? You guys are being saved by the shitty-ass player. What does that even mean? What is a spicier take on... That just means...
I just want to say that I've just realized that the BGM that is playing in the background reminds me very strongly of a BGM from Jazz Jackrabbit 2. So, thanks for ruining that for me, you massive Scottish bitch.
It's pornographic, right? What does spicy mean?
It is like the Kaguya-sama.
Like allure, yeah, an allure. That sounds like pornographic. This is just a Coomer VTuber thing, and they're already Coomer VTuber. Like every VTuber thing is Coomer.
Every VTuber thing is Coomer, guys.
Got the porno baseline in.
Space Allen for 20 says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Space Allen.
Is that all of it, I think? It's just his entire thing. Oh, Here is Emprey, smartest kid on the short bus. Do you mind if I kick you off now? I'll take that silence as a yes.
Fuck.
Yeah, anyway, I think I'll see you later. I'll bring in Bird, Satan, and Avian Hitler to take your place.
Alright.
See you later. Hello, Empraise. You're on.
Oh, finally.
Yes, finally. Welcome. Let me just make us a tiny bit bigger. There we go. More accurate. There we go.
Lovely.
So, how are you enjoying life on TVA? Are people managing you effectively at this point?
They're managing me. Honestly, they're managing me better than I can manage myself.
You're not.
I don't even know what to say.
It's not supposed
Lovely
to be
time.
like this. It's not supposed to be like this.
Honestly, I did not expect to have the entirety of the Discord ping me on a consistent daily basis over whether or not I've eaten for the day. But it works.
No, you no, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't give them encouragement.
What does that mean?
Don't give them encouragement. It's a terrible idea.
It's a terrible idea. Why?
You I don't know. Every part of my upbringing is just screaming at me right now that this is not how things should be. I'm so.
I mean, like, it's not that bad. It's like having like a daily alarm clock telling me, "Hey, you haven't had your nutrients or your supplements yet. You should go do that." As if like I'm an old hag that cannot remember what time it is for dinner.
No,
like
they're feeding you like a baby bird that's just broken out of its egg.
Okay, that is true. Can we stop mentioning eggs? Please stop mentioning eggs. I'm going insane. It's every single time I see eggs pop up anywhere now, it's pure unadulterated fear. I don't want to see them. I don't want eggs anymore.
And I'm sorry, you've got quite a few years left before the association will fade.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing anymore.
Hag love, the chat says.
Hag love, oh boy. I want you to understand that you being part of that atrocious image means you're also associated with it for a while. How do you feel about that, knowing you're the one feeding me a bowl of eggs every goddamn morning?
I mean, it's part of a healthy and nutritious diet, all right? I want to see you to grow up to be big and strong and have a nice, glossy, iridescent coat.
And you're doing that by feeding a corvid eggs?
You've obviously never had crows in your yard. Like, they'll eat anything. Like, that's the thing. I can feed one of the main things you feed baby birds is actually it's called egg food because it is it's just the yolk of other eggs because it's very healthy and it's very high in protein and it's very high in. I mean, it's literally everything that goes into making a baby bird, so it makes sense to give them food that is made of stuff that they need.
Nobody on any God's green earth should ever mention what ballute is to you ever.
I know.
Now that
I
I'm
know
hearing...
what that is. I do, in fact, know what that is.
Oh,
I mean, you forget.
Times of workers.
You forget that I'm 30 years old. I was using the internet in like 2000, and where stuff like that was very common, and people would just randomly send you images of, aborted bird fetuses that were eaten, or I think there was also, like, is ballute the wine as well? I know there's a kind of wine that is made by fermenting little bird fetuses in it.
I have not heard of that. I've only heard of specifically the egg one, where like when you open it up, it's just like an unborn fetus. There's even feathers in it too.
I know,
If you've,
yeah, that's very close.
I've tried it.
You've tried it?
I've tried it. Yes, bro. That's the thing that any Filipino ever has eaten. I would not be Filipino if I did not eat that.
Oh my goodness. Wow, my respect for you has just increased significantly if you did that and lived.
I did that and I lived and I had to eat the whole thing as every single family member of mine in the Philippines watched me do it.
Is it like a tradition or something?
I don't know, but at that point that's what it felt like. You can even get the bones in your mouth and it's just, why am I doing this?
I think there's some. I also remember reading about some weird Turkish military tradition where soldiers were expected to chase chickens and bite their heads off while they were still
Huh.
alive.
You know, every country has interesting traditions. I'm not one to judge. I'm not going to judge.
Ooh, 1,000 subscriber goal.
No. I refuse to do that, Murray. That's not happening.
That would unironically.
No matter what.
I'm going to be the horrible person here and say, unironically, that would be a unique thing to stream and would definitely get you a lot of viewers.
Oh god, do I have to find a place that says balut now? God damn it.
Yes, you're not helping matters by considering it.
The problem is you're right. The problem is I'm considering it to begin with.
That's the one thing you should learn in this community. You should never give consideration to any idea. Otherwise, it plants the seed in chat's mind that they can actually bully you into doing it with sufficient effort and energy.
You're already bullying me into eating and following a proper healthy schedule. At this point, is there anything you can't bully me into?
Wording, please. Please, wording.
I don't understand what's wrong with the wording here.
Dear. But those viewers would be mostly I don't think so. I mean, look at Pippa's streams where she ate that spider. I don't think you can say that it was mostly people that eat spiders that was watching that stream.
She ate a spider?
Yes, she did, on stream with a hand cam, where you could see the ants that she had infesting her room crawling over her table.
Okay. Wow. What do you mean, mommy? Don't pull that with me.
Yeah, no, please don't. Please, let's not. Please, let's not.
Shama, no. No. Oh my god. Okay, maybe let's pull this back away from the egg so I don't have to face my fears 24/7. I'm gonna bully you into graduating uni next. Can we? You know what? Actually, I give you full reign to do that.
I'm curious. Remind me, what are you actually studying at university?
I am in the chemical and physical sciences department. But I don't specifically study anything in physics, though I probably should, because that's probably the reason I got in. But I study mostly life science in a bio specialist program, which is kind of different from, I'm guessing, the double majors people do. Though I did say I was a bio major, but
Sorry, you still there? Your voice cut out for a second.
oh, it did.
Yeah, it did for a second.
Ugh. Okay, I was trying to say that I switched over from a biochem major to a biospecialist program instead, so that I was fully focused on biology. And So I don't really do chemistry anymore, which is great. I don't want to be in that lab sometimes.
Oh, why's that?
Um, uh, let's just say that I might have made some interesting decisions during chem labs that have gotten me strange looks by my teaching assistants.
Oh dear. You do realize I'm now legally obligated to ask what you mean by that.
Uh, and by obligations, I totally didn't accidentally make something toxic, probably. I didn't do that. No. For the sake of not getting in trouble, I did not do that.
Mustard gas.
I should have made mustard. I'm joking. Just for legal reasons, that's a joke.
For legal. Oh, I just remember
What did I mix?
Yeah, because I remember my parents talking about, because they once worked at a college, and that had a very comprehensive and advanced chemistry lab, and pretty much all that the students did in it was they liked to make contact explosive.
Heck yeah. Oh boy, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's like this. I think I forget what it is, but I think they used to sell it as well as like a prank thing. As it's not necessarily particularly dangerous, but it will make a hard, like a loud bang and a flash if you hit it with any kind of force. And they just make that and like leave it on all the doorknobs and so on. So anybody coming into the room would like bang ah. And I think she
Okay, that is actually amazing.
Yeah, and I think there was. Oh, and also, Britain has a grey squirrel infestation. Like, we are obligated to try and exterminate grey squirrels. And so, what my parents said is that at one point, the guys in the chemistry lab, because again, we don't have guns in Britain, they rigged up an extremely high pressure airline so they could use it as a BB machine gun to kill squirrels in the adjacent forest. So they would just open the lab window that opened onto the nearby woodland, and they would just shoot. They would just snipe squirrels using this high power airline and metallic ball bearings.
I don't know if I've ever heard a lab more based than that.
Well, that's the thing, is that these chemistry labs, they used to be extremely. I think they've nerfed them very heavily since then, but yeah, they had very advanced chemistry labs, and they were able to do all sorts of wild and very dangerous stuff before the regulations got incredibly strict compared to what they were back then.
Oh, okay, I see.
Because I think at one point, yeah, my parents definitely said that at one point the chemistry lab got shut down for an extended period because the guys inside decided to cook up a whole batch of this contact explosive stuff. And the thing is, the recipe inside involves I don't know. They never described exactly what it was, because it was my mother that worked at the place, and she it was her boyfriend at the time that was in the chemistry lab. And create it involves a lot of motion. You have to separate stuff out and stir stuff up. And at one point they were mixing up a fresh batch of it, and they forgot to put the lid on the mixing device.
Oh.
And so they turned it on, and they covered the entire lab in a fine film of this contact explosive stuff.
Oh my god, so anytime you even took a step in that lab, it's just flashbangs everywhere.
Yeah, literally. They turned the
No.
entire place into a flashbang.
I need to see this. Is there like any news articles of this?
I don't
Out
think
there
so.
at
Like
all?
this was like the 1960s. So this was the 1960s, a very long time ago.
Oh, I wish they did. I would love to read just the news article for that. How would they even describe that?
But I'm pretty sure the entire place had to be evacuated, and they had to get in a specialized chemical cleanup crew to take it down without without serious accidents.
Serious accidents being like blinded the entire time you decide to do anything in the lab.
Yeah, or like imagine it getting on all the test tubes and delicate glass stuff or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. That would be not good.
Not good at all. Fortunately, I don't think anybody ever poisoned anybody or anything like that. But yeah.
I'm just gonna look away, just like slightly. I should not be allowed in a chem lab, but they allow me in there anyway. Should have not relied on my chemistry and physics grade to allow me in those labs, but you did anyway.
You're a dangerous person to be around. Makes you a perfect VTuber.
Is that what makes a perfect VTuber? Really?
Yep, basically.
I guess I should concoct more things in a chemistry lab then.
I mean, have you ever seen... I don't have a link to his channel, and his channel name is kind of weird and awkward, so I can't put it out right now, but there's a guy who does chemistry and similar stuff on Twitch already. I think it's called something like Uwu to Owu or whatever. He's a PNG VTuber, and he does all sorts of weird automation stuff and lets chat control things like mixing devices and stuff, which they of course horribly abuse. If somebody's got a link to his channel, then just drop it in the Discord or and at me so that I know who it is. Here it is. Thank you very much, Thrang. You are being a very, very good Janny tonight. A very good Janny, Thrang.
I feel physically uncomfortable hearing this right now.
You're the person that's into the BL stuff, okay?
Okay, but at least I don't do those strange things with Thrang. Oh, cool.
Yeah, did he? Yeah, you've got that in chat. I'll just put him on the screen as well.
His pinned tweet is cooking. What is happening here?
I built a robot that lets Twitch chat fry rice, and they broke my stove.
Should have expected that.
Oh yeah, they break everything that he makes pretty much. They've covered his entire kitchen in like hot soup and stuff before as well, because he set up a thing for chat to help him make soup. So of course the very first thing they did was turn on the mixing thing as fast as physically possible.
Oh, of course they did. Why wouldn't they, after all?
What the hell is this on screen? What is this fan art? I am profoundly worried.
Which fan art?
Scroll down a little bit. It'll be on screen too. There's a slight delay for it to show up on my stream. Thank you for innovation in gaming.
What the hell is that?
I don't really want to know. I made a custom rhythm game controller where you hit notes by slapping ass.
Oh, okay. Now I understand. Oh, and he's freaking playing Mustache of all games, of course. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, this guy is very funny. I don't know why I haven't subscribed to him actually, but I remember he first showed up and was like maybe 20 CCV at most, but within a very short amount of time, he started getting a pretty dedicated following, and he's up to 17.7 thousand followers on Twitter. And what's his Twitch thing? Oh, he's actually live right now. So yeah, he's got 416 CCV. So yeah, he's definitely going places, and more power to him. He's an extremely talented guy who has far less respect for his personal safety than any streamer actually should.
Oh yeah, indeed. If he lets chat control any of his inventions, that tells you everything.
I think he also did. He did a smoking stream where he smoked every single one of the herbs in his kitchen, and then he rated them as well. He said that some of them
And he
were,
rated them.
yeah, some of them apparently were surprisingly good.
To smoke?
Yeah, apparently. I can't remember which ones, but he said, yeah, some of them are pretty good.
I've never heard of this, but I mean, smoke what you want to smoke, I suppose.
He promised that if he got a 1,000 strong raid, he'd smash a toilet with a sledgehammer. He got a 1,000 man raid and immediately dropped everything and smashed the toilet.
Was it his own bathroom's toilet?
Probably. Probably.
Oh God.
He's a man. He doesn't
You're gonna
care
have to
about stuff like that.
explain that. You have to explain that to the plumber. Can you imagine? Like, so what happened to your toilet? The sledgehammer happened to it. Why? Good question. Rose, an ex-NASA engineer, so he's doing all
Really?
right.
Good
Oh,
grief.
okay.
He does not sound old enough to be a NASA engineer. He sounds really young, honestly. Maybe it's
Well,
just the
genius
energy.
shows up in the young.
Yeah, that's entirely possible. No, just a spare toilet. Honestly, that makes it a bit worse. I'd have more respect if it was actually his real toilet.
He just has a spare toilet lying around?
Well, I mean, considering the rate at which he smashes and breaks stuff, or chat smashes and breaks stuff, I can understand that he would have spares about things.
Okay, yeah, that is true. I mean, I hope he has another spare for his stove that he just recently broke.
Knowing what I know now about VTubers, I'd be more surprised if Emp wasn't a Fujo. I have learned to just accept it.
You have not seen enough.
You're the one that keeps saying on these streams and so on that you shouldn't learn more about the internet.
Hey, it's just BL is a whole other world, okay? Also, I'm not going to fume and go Menhera over BL right now. Not for the sake of my image. I'm not going to do that.
For the sake of
Although
your
my image is
image.
already terrible.
Your image is exotic. It is exotic. It stands out.
Exotic in the fashion that I am exactly the opposite of what my VTuber model looks like.
Well, yeah, but that's part of the appeal. That's part of the appeal. You've got to stand out in some way, and pretty much some of the most famous VTubers in the industry have massively defied what their beginnings were. Have you ever watched Miko?
No.
No, well,
I'm very new to everything.
yeah. Let me just get it there.
I do not go in Menhera over eggs, okay? Stop mentioning the eggs. I don't want to know about the eggs, okay? The eggs are completely in their own separate universe. I don't know what eggs are. Oh, okay.
You don't know what eggs are? Well, I'm sure chat will explain to you in great detail.
I don't want to be explained. Stop the eggs.
Stop the eggs.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need There are egg accessories. I need you to cease. If you ever send me links of those, I swear to God.
Egg accessories. Now I'm interested, honestly. I've never heard of egg accessories in the past.
Have you ever watched? The answer is always no. I have lived under a rock my entire life. You will never have me know anything. Which I think is a skill at this point for me to not know this many things. Stop spamming the egg emoji. Stop it. 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 Stop it.
This is how we get her to stream, friends. We have to force her onto my channel for her to stream. Oops, sorry.
Oh, wait. No, actually, I mean, okay, there's a chance I'll stream next week. No, rather than a chance, because if I say chance, Sigma's going to bully me and be like, what are you doing? You should stream next week. I'm going to stream next week. I'll stream next week.
Good. Make sure to ping the Discord and put it on Twitter and everything like that.
I will almost 100% forget.
But yeah, as I was saying, like Miko, Sakura Miko, she's one of the most famous Japanese VTubers out there. And she had a lot of false starts in her career before it really took off. And at first, she was
Oh.
doing like scripted videos. She plays like her name is like she's a Miko, a shrine maiden, and she started out as like this really wholesome shrine maiden character, doing like 3D scripted videos, and she was right at the start of Hololive. One of the first like corporate VTuber types, and she was okay, but she didn't really get a huge amount of attention overall. And then I think the thing that made her blow up, absolutely blow up, was a clip of her playing GTA, and she's playing with the English dub. And I'm not sure if you've played GTA or anything, but there's a very significant scene in it where two black characters are arguing, and
Oh.
yeah, one of them insults the other using the unspeakable word, and the moment she hears it, Miko just repeats it instantly in like the cutesiest voice possible. And like from that like that reaction, like the gifs of her, the clips of her sharing that just went viral because she's got this really like high pitched cutesy Japanese voice too. So it was
So that just exists everywhere.
yeah, just the N word that was heard around the world.
Oh my god. I know exactly which scene you're talking about too. So the moment you said two black men arguing, I was like, it's the scene where they say the N-word, right?
Yeah, it is.
And I was like, there's no way.
Played on stream, coward. No, I'm not getting my channel hit by a strike.
Not today.
Yeah, saved
Saved
by
by the
the Game Awards.
Flashbacks to COD days. Oh,
Yeah, we don't
the
judge here.
atrocity spoken in voice chat is unspeakable.
I'm glad I missed out on all that because I had dial-up for years, so I was never into the FPS scene or anything like that.
Honestly, you're lucky that you did miss that. I was unlucky in that I did not miss that.
You know, it surprised me that you were interested in COD. Like, it's not really a game that I would have imagined that like a woman would be particularly into.
I mean, the reason I got into it to begin with is because a male cousin showed it to me, and it was kind of like one of the first times I've ever seen a multiplayer game to begin with, and so I got very interested. So that's when I started to play it. This is very unfortunate in that I met all the wrong types of people.
Yeah, as you do.
Mm-hmm. It's even worse when I realized that having a microphone and speaking in any game as a woman is a terrible experience.
It's a very bad idea. It's a very bad idea to reveal that you're a woman on the internet.
Mm-hmm. I guess it was even worse that I sounded incredibly young too. Then again, I was young when I
Yeah.
was playing the game. So you can imagine the interesting comments that would be thrown around.
Indeed, I'm sure you were a delicate little flower and were like, "I'm 12. What is this?" to everything in that adorably innocent way, as opposed to saying anything nasty back at them at any point ever.
Okay, well, maybe I did say a couple nasty things.
Just a
You see,
couple.
the I'm not gonna say I did a lot, because if I did that, people then would be asking me, I'd be saying. I only did a couple, okay? Don't incriminate me further. I didn't do anything.
As if we would ever incriminate a renowned mercenary criminal like you with anything.
At this point, everyone's going to be questioning whether I'm even a mercenary if I can barely use technology, but that's besides the point.
That's okay. You've got an army of people here ready to help explain technology and everything like that to you.
Oh yes, the one person that explained technology to me spent a good, I think, 2, 3, 5 hours helping me set up Twitch. I'm not even joking.
mean,
I'm not even joking.
I can't really say that I'm smug because, you know, I talked right at the start of the stream about how complicated and awkward it is to set up Zenforo on a remote host. So, yeah, I can appreciate that there's a lot of things about modern technology that people just have immense amounts of trouble with.
Oh, yes, indeed. There's not a single thing about modern technology that I understand. And I'm literally part of the generation that should know about it the most. I don't know how I managed to completely lack the skill the rest of my generation has.
Well, I mean, the problem is that you think that people in the modern era have technology skills, and yet what they have is interface skills. They can navigate an interface very well, but they don't really have any fundamental grasp on what the technology is actually doing. It's like when the idea of installing mods in a game via downloading a file, extracting it to a certain folder, running a certain program, etc. They're just like, no, I'm not going to do that. If it's not on the Steam Workshop, I'm not going to use it. If I don't have to just click on the thing in a file listing and it does everything by itself, I'm not interested. That's too complicated for me. Why on earth would I learn what an exe file is?
You saying that reminds me of the trouble I went through trying to mod Stardew Valley for the very first time.
I mean, I'm old
It
enough
was horrific.
Yeah, I remember when Minecraft modding involved like going to your app data folder and copying a backup of your install and then going through the jar files and editing individual lines to make it recognize the existence of certain mods. That was fun.
Oh God. Oh God. That sounds. I don't know if I would even be able to do any of that. I'll be honest with you.
It was
I can't even use an interface like you said. Everyone in my generation knows how to use. I don't know how to use Twitter. I don't know how to use Facebook. I don't know how to use Instagram. I don't know how to use Snapchat. I don't know how to use anything.
Yeah, well, in
I
some
don't know how I've
cases,
survived.
in some cases, I think that's effective and decent because it just keeps you out of trouble. Like, I'm sure Twitter at some point is going to get me into trouble. You can thank Thrang for that because he insisted that I get a Twitter, and I hate him forever for it.
It's all Thrang's fault. Anything that happens is Thrang's fault.
Absolutely,
That's why you gave him the
100%.
broom.
Yeah, precisely, exactly. That's the thing. That is one of the most important things you need to understand about online content creation is you always need a scapegoat. You always need somebody to blame.
And it's Thrang. It's for you. It's Thrang.
Absolutely, 100%. He is excellent at it. There's a quote about an old BBC actor that was, he suffers so beautifully, and Thrang is that for me. He suffers very beautifully indeed.
Yeah, that's beautifully in the BL animatic. We all know that. I did not expect that to spawn at any point in time. The fact it even exists is probably the biggest nightmare that wakes Thrang every day.
Yes, Thrang has a terrible curse. Thrang has one of the worst curses, and legitimately, Thrang has a dreadful curse. That curse is being a reliable individual on the internet. It is one of the worst things that you can ever be associated with, the idea that you are a reliable individual.
That's his fault for being so reliable.
I know.
And he is trying to move the subject to something else.
As Pippa starts streaming in 13 minutes, end stream now. How long have I even been live for? I think it's nearly 3 hours at this point. Yeah, it has been nearly 3 hours. I typically like to go about 3 hours for streams anyway, so that's not too much of an issue.
Of course, but you see, the problem is, it's Thrang who said it, and we all know that we're shitting on Thrang right now, so this is very suspicious behavior on his part.
I have not seen this before. Allow me to just bring this up on the main screen. That is, interesting. Very interesting.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
No, I have not.
Oh.
I did not see this until now.
Oh, you missed so much. You missed so much.
When did this become a thing?
He's your cute little Janny. Oh no. Okay, let's hope that nobody ever remembers that I said that.
That's too late. You already said it on a recorded live stream.
Oh god. I've made big mistakes today.
Terrible mistakes.
Very, very terrible mistakes. Nobody ever use that audio of me saying that ever. Don't do it. I'm telling you now, don't do it.
You do realize it's literally a rule on the internet that if a streamer tells somebody very hard not to remind them of something and not to clip something, it is the first thing that everybody will clip. I mean, in fairness, I will say you have a natural ability with this kind of thing. You have a natural instinctive ability to encourage your chat to do things that will be ultimately beneficial for your exposure, if not your dignity.
I want to keep my dignity. Nobody allows me to keep my dignity. You see, that's just how it is.
You're an entertainer. You're a content creator. Have you never heard of Schadenfreude?
Oh god, come on. Even though I'm a content creator, at least I can have like 5% of my dignity, right? You can't just strip away like 100% of it. Leave me like 5%. But then everyone's going to be like, that's too much. How about take a point decimal of it? Uh-huh.
I think it's like one of the, I think it's Mel Gibbs or something like that. One of the greatest like comedy writers of all time once said that tragedy is when I cut my thumb, comedy is when you fall into an open manhole cover and die. And that it's true. It's true.
That is true. That is very true. I should probably like throw it back to something that happened on the forum, because I realized I detracted so much from what you were supposed to be doing. But speaking of the V Allure thing, I was actually going to audition for it because I wanted to see what the process was like. I think I said this on the Discord, but then one of their restrictions was that you had to have NSFW works in your history, and I realized, shit, I don't have any NSFW works in my history. Does NSFW art count? But I felt a little too shy to ask that on the forum.
Oh no. You have a gift. Now, I'm not sure a crow is really the best fit for you. I think more like one of those pigeons that just has the magical ability to blunder into danger in every case. It just kind of wanders through areas of absolute disaster with that slightly stupid look on its face, as if to say, "Yeah, well, life is going fine for me right now."
Hey, I managed to steer clear of getting shit on every single time I've been put in danger, so there's that.
You know what they say about cats having 9 lives? They just don't realize it until they run out.
I would hope that I still have my 9 lives. I don't think I've lost all of them. Maybe at least 5.
Well, I think you lose -4 just from your parentage, honestly.
Just from my parentage. Hey, I mean, being a flip is a full-time job, and I'm not committed. No, I'm not committed. No.
I think you might be committed at some point, just physically as opposed to mentally.
CEO just wants to know if you're comfortable enough to handle and deal with sexual content in any form. Hell, I literally read BL for a living. What do you mean, am I okay with sexual content? I've heard all the ASMR BL, like, DVDs in my lifetime. Okay, I should not have confessed to that.
I wasn't going to say anything. I wasn't going to say anything.
You should stop me when I say things that I shouldn't be saying.
I mean, now people will want you to rate them.
Oh god. You know, actually, that doesn't actually sound too bad. I would rate them. I would rate all of the BL CDs I've ever listened to in my life.
Oh no,
would.
she's far gone. Asahara, given your proclivities and the kind of content that you watch, you have no right to say when somebody is too far gone. Less a confession.
I'm in the right here.
More like confirmation. Dear.
Um, I mean, yes, it's confirmation, but I mean, you should have expected this, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, my attitude on the internet is expect nothing and yet somehow still be disappointed.
Be disappointed, right? Just like how you thought I was probably a semi-normal individual until I opened my mouth.
You were interested in becoming a VTuber. You were never even semi-normal.
Okay, I mean, it was given to me. Like, it was introduced to me, and they're like, "This is what a VTuber is," and I was like, "That sounds kind of cool." Because that means I don't have to show my face on the internet. And I've always wanted to see a way if I could do anything on the internet without showing my face. And then I figured out this is a viable option. So why not?
Yeah.
I mean, not bad idea, to be honest.
She's just like Tenma, the perfect idol, until she opens her mouth.
I will act like the perfect idol for an entire stream if you want me to. I don't think that's possible. I actually don't think that's possible.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, I don't think so.
No. I don't think I can be say so for even like 5 minutes.
And the idea of that's the thing. Sometimes being say so is more creepy and disturbing than the opposite.
Nah, sounds boring. So you would rather me talk about pegging or like BL or like anything unhinged?
It always comes back to pegging in the end. At least it's not. At least it's not sounding.
Okay, but the moth fucker isn't here, so that's not on me.
No, he hasn't showed up in the chat. That's true.
See, I told you so.
If a Proctor overlaps Pippa with a boy's love conversation, I'm going to go insane. Throwing your
Grant, I will do exactly that. I will do exactly that for you. Is that what you want me to do? I will do exactly that for you. Just tell me.
I do wonder if Pippa was ever into boys' love or anything like that.
I should go into stream and ask.
Unfortunately, she does have like thousands of viewers, so your question would get lost pretty hard.
That's true. Wonder if there's a way to get her to actually answer that question.
Bring him on, then have him and Emp debate the merits of pegging and sounding.
Didn't you had a VC for him too at some point where it's just bug sounder like sleeping area or something like that?
Yes, I did, because he fell asleep on voice chat at one point. I did it as a joke.
Oh, right, there was that. Oh, didn't I also fall asleep? Why did you not give me the ability to have my very own nest?
I didn't know he would fallen asleep. Nobody pointed that out, so...
Guess it only happened afterwards.
Only if Ryona is involved. Oh yeah, did you see that? Did you see that video that I posted, which with the timestamp?
Specifically,
the one about it was from trigonometry. I have no idea if you ever heard. You probably haven't.
I haven't heard of trigonometry. Do you think I haven't gone through high school?
No, it's a YouTube channel.
Oh,
it's
okay.
a pun. It's a pun. They're like they're a fairly well known political channel. They're mostly like centrist with a bit right leaning, but yeah, I'll just repost. Can I put this up on stream? What are we actually looking at? Oh yes, so I'll just set this up properly.
We kicked you out. You kicked me out, but you gave him a bug sounding chamber.
Men wouldn't be
Okay, maybe I
interested
shouldn't be jealous
in
over
sexual
this.
assault material.
Yeah, it's the current thing they're talking about on this stream is like it's a feminist talking about banning pornography. Did I have that? Yes, I did have that active on full. And it's just this
Banning pornography.
yeah, this clip. I think I took it a little bit before, but it adds a tiny bit more context. So
if it were to be made illegal, then therefore it should be made illegal, I don't think is a compelling case.
But hang on a second, most men wouldn't be interested in
Should
sexual
porn be
assault material.
banned legally?
But I would say most men
Well,
would enjoy pornography.
I don't know that that's true. Some of the most highly, maybe not child sexual assault material, very young children, but some of the most highly viewed pornography, like on Pornhub, is of, mock rape scenes of maybe just barely of age girls.
Inconvenient. Well, I don't know about the.
So it's definitely a very popular, some of the most popular pornography, especially for addicts that need to get more and more intense pornography, is violent pornography.
Well, interestingly, the statistics show that it's actually more women that are interested in that type of content than men. For reasons that historically
what
make
statistic
sense.
have you seen for that?
I don't remember where. I mean,
Because I've seen that men, it's a highly popular pornography for men, maybe for women too.
well, those two things are not mutually exclusive. Something can be very popular with men and more popular with
Right.
women.
It's
For
more
reasons that from an
women
evolutionary
interested in that content.
yeah, it's just hilarious. Yeah, right. Yeah, Reinigen moment exactly.
Oh my god.
I just find her reaction to it so hilarious. It's just like she looks like she's just swallowed a lemon or something.
She looks so confused, and I'm like, you can't be serious. I also, like I'm saying, I've lived under a rock, and even I know mostly females consume that content.
Yeah, it's like there's. Have you ever heard of Redo of the Healer?
Oh my god, yes, I've read and I've watched. Stop, I am not proving the statistics wrong right now, okay? I'm proving them right.
You are part of the problem.
I'm part of the problem. I'm going to proudly state that I managed to get through that entire thing without batting an eye. It was
Of course she has.
It was edgy at best, okay? It was edgy at best.
Oh my god, like just why is it it was I keep trying to find the mythical woman online who is just like, no, I'm disgusted by that stuff. It's horrible. It's revolting. And I can't find them. Why can't I find them? Why can't I find them?
I can't. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh my... Oh my god.
Oh no, it's
Oh no.
oh no, dear.
Oh, it seems like one of your favorite streamers has joined.
Oh yes,
Phoebe
here she
needs to
is.
be in this
Here she
server.
is.
I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing that she showed up specifically at this time point. To hear you getting mauling about not finding a woman who doesn't have a rape fetish. That's- Oh my god, what a way to start. I will say it now, I do not have a rape fetish.
No, you just purposefully consume content that very much it caters to that.
Okay, so I mean, it was an isekai, so that was my first thought process going in, and I was very, very much proven wrong. This is not an isekai. This is a fantasy. That's what it is.
Yeah, it is a
Pure
fantasy.
fantasy.
Not a
Do I regret watching it? No. No, I don't.
not a fetish. She prefers the word fascination.
I have a BL fascination. You are indeed right. Oh god, I keep incriminating myself. I need to stop this.
Sane trad women aren't online, Proctor. You may have an unfortunate point.
You keep looking in the wrong places. I hope you know that.
That's my eternal curse. That's my curse.
That's your Is it really an eternal curse if you intentionally go out of your way to do it?
I mean, I don't intentionally go out of my way to do it. I'm looking for the unicorns, okay? I'm unicorn hunting in the woods.
And you're finding only donkeys and mules on your journey.
Which one would you be?
You know, I don't like how you quickly twisted this towards my way. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
What do you mean twisted? There's nothing to twist there.
Why is this suddenly pointed at me now? I mean, I would say I'm an interesting donkey. I'd say I'm more horse than donkey, but
So what you're saying is you're still fertile.
I don't do yes? No?
I'm sorry.
How do I answer this question?
I'm very sorry, but when
I think I'm fertile. Nobody clip that either. Nobody clip that either.
Oh dear. Well, I mean, the people that track periods for VTubers will be able to tell us sooner or later.
I have perfect fertility? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm clipping that and sending it.
I really don't want Kershi to know that I responded to that question.
Oh dear, oh dear.
That's more of an embarrassment to me than it is to Proctor. How about give me some face?
Empty's
Empty
making
your eggs. I will end you. I will end you. No. I just realized ovaries are also synonymous with eggs.
Yes, they are.
There's
Well,
someone
wait.
up.
You only just realized.
No.
You only
No.
just.
Is that why you asked the question?
No, I did. I was just. You don't understand what kind of people you're dealing with. It's like it's again. The pigeon comparison comes up. It's just like the hawks just can't believe that it's wandering so freely as they circle. Oh hey, hello, BB. You chose an amazing time to join. I thought that you would ask me for a link or something. I didn't realize that because I think somebody said the link was expired. So yeah, I guess you found the right one.
Oh, and she found it at such an amazing time point.
Yeah, such a lovely time. You can join and discuss eggs with us if you want. I mean, you're Peruvian. Do Peruvians have an equivalent to ballute?
Please no.
I'm very curious now if that particular part of the culture has spread around to various places.
If it actually has, I'm gonna go partially insane.
Partially insane. You're in a VC with me. You're already mostly insane.
I don't know. Shouldn't you be giving yourself more credit here?
I mean, insanity is relative. I'd say in this community, you're still mostly sane, but yeah, good luck reintegrating with the rest of society.
I would assume that I can integrate with society decently enough. Probably. Mostly?
Oh, mostly. Yeah, BB, if you're curious, ballute is eggs which are fertilized and are just about to hatch, and then you eat those. But before they can break out, before they can break out of the egg. That's apparently
Yes.
a Filipino dish that Empress has been made to consume in front of her family before.
It was a very, very traumatizing experience
I'm
to
sure.
spit out bones in front of multiple people.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like going back to more wholesome stuff, I am a very, very, very sensitive person when it comes to birds. Like, one of the main reasons I like birds is that I find them very delicate and very adorable. So the idea of eating a fertilized bird egg is very, very unpleasant to me. There is no way that I could manage to do that.
I didn't actually know what it was when I ate it.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's that problem with it. So when I ate it for the first time, I was like, why does this egg have bones in it? And I was very confused. And then they explained to me that I ate an unborn chick, and I just kind of like stood there like, you didn't tell me? Okay. I guess. I was very shook. I don't think I know how I felt at that moment other than, wow, okay. Interesting thing to tell a 12-year-old, but that's something to
You were
tell
12?
regardless. I believe so. I think I was like in the early 10s of my life.
Okay, so Proctor Balut tasting at 1,000 subscribers. No, that's Empress. That's not me.
No, it was Proctor. It wasn't me. I didn't commit to anything.
I'll do
I did not
spicy. I'm
commit.
okay with spicy noodle eating for 1,000 subs.
Spicy noodle eating for 1,000 subs.
Yeah, that's okay with me. That's a fairly standard one.
Didn't you one time say that people seem to have a strange interest in your reaction to eating spicy foods, that you had to stop doing that in voice?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was when I was hanging out with another community that had a large proportion of sea people in it, and a lot of the Filipino men said that they found my voice when I was eating spicy noodles to be strangely arousing, and it was making them question their sexuality.
Specifically Filipino men?
Yes, very specifically. It was Filipino men.
The Filipinos never win anything. We get all the L's. Why are we also like the biggest consumer of like netorare? What is wrong with us? We are a terrible culture. What is happening?
I didn't know that you were into like the isn't netorare the cucking stuff.
Yes, it is. Okay, so to explain, I am not into that. I just like it in certain contexts. Do not take that out of context and tell me that I like being cucked.
Do you consume like the ones where it's a man who obviously doesn't deserve the woman that he's with, and so she sleeps with somebody else, or something along those lines?
I've read those before, and I'll be honest with you, they're cliche, they're trash, they're garbage. It's such a disgustingly bad medium of how to take the entire genre because it's just so bad. It's so bad. It's the same cliche over and over again. My husband doesn't take care of me. Okay, I'm gonna go sleep with his like older or younger brother. Fantastic. Like, what did you get out of that? Oh, you got pregnant? Oh, I saw that coming a mile away. And now the husband has to take care of a child he had no idea was his, wasn't his.
So I'm curious, what would you consider a non-cliche NTR plot?
On NTR plot?
I mean, non-cliche NTR plot.
What I would consider a non-cliche NTR plot. I mean, then again, I don't think this is considered NTR, but I think it's considered NTL, though I don't really remember what the wording and concepts for it are. But it's when someone steals another person's significant other, which is a lot easier of a read than it is to have like. Okay, so I mean, in most NTR, someone's being stolen irregardless, right? I just kind of like it when somebody else steals the main character away from their significant other, and it's for all the wrong reasons. It has to be toxic. It doesn't need to be wholesome. It has to be toxic for it to be likable.
Rydigan is screaming right now. His wife is going to be extremely confused why he is so amped up today.
That is entirely my fault, and I will take full responsibility for it.
She's into the ripped alpha stealing the girl from the beta. Is this
Maybe.
accurate?
Maybe.
It's...
Probably. Yes, I'll just admit to it. Yes. I am into that a little bit. Okay. Maybe not an alpha specifically. Okay, you know what? Probably an alpha because I read a Megaverse. But that's a can of worms I'm not going to open right now.
Not going to open right now, so implying you will later on.
Oh, yes, I will open that later on.
Rydigan is going to go home and hug his wife tightly. He's going to say into her ear, honey, the things that I have seen today make me appreciate you so much. And she's going to be so confused and ask, what do you mean? What's the context? He's going to say, I'm sorry. It's better you don't understand. Just accept this display for what it is.
Just accept this display for what it is. Oh, thank God I didn't marry a woman who's into NTR. Explain that to your wife for me.
I think he said that he would prefer to keep his wife rather than show her some of the things that we talk about online.
That is true. You show her any of these things, and I wouldn't be surprised for her to immediately ask you for a divorce. You keep telling on yourself. I do. I do have to say that unfortunately I might have to leave. Actually, I do kind of have to leave. I have work in the morning, so I have to cut this little talk short.
That is completely
for the sake
okay.
of everyone else's sanity.
You have stayed more than long enough. You have stayed more than long enough. So
Are you saying you don't enjoy my BL ramblings?
I mean, I enjoy it. I'm just, as your manager, I'm not entirely certain if. Put it this way: you should save it for your own streams. All right.
I should save my BL Menhera for my own streams.
Yes, you should. You should hide your power level until you're in a position to capitalize on it. I don't feel entirely right to get the benefits of your presence without you also getting some in return.
That is true. All right, I will agree with that. I should probably hide it for my own streams.
You should have an itinerary.
Right.
Definitely a Didn't you say BL ASMR rating stream? That would be fascinating.
God, I would actually enjoy that. I would actually enjoy that. All right. Well, I'll get going now for the sake of both my sleep and everyone else's sanity. I'll see you later, Proctor.
See you later. Thank you very much for coming on and being extremely entertaining.
You're welcome. I can do it anytime. Just make sure to tell me when I need to make very dangerous chemicals for all of us for the next time.
You can be our supplier when we progress beyond merely being a menace in the VTuber community to being an active threat to society.
I would like to be the first active threat to society. Thank you very much. And those are my ending words.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Ah. It's all over. Let me have a drink of water. My throat is agony now. Ah. Oh, chat. That was an experience. Oh, now I've just realized I am now huge. I'm now absolutely enormous. I do find it irritating having to reset my thing every single time this happens. I have to do it on this one too. Ugh. First terrorist VTuber. Now that's a gimmick. Oh man. We do attract characters on TVA. I definitely live for moments like this. Good to hear from her again. I agree. I think that Empraise has a very, very good career as a VTuber ahead of her if she can A, start streaming regularly, and B, stop being the pigeon that is wandering freely near the nest of hawks. I certainly think that V Allure is not the right place for her. And hopefully she understands that too. Dear. Oh, sorry. Oh, dear. Well, her voice was good, maybe not her words. There has been a lot of interesting things said tonight. Let me just look at a couple of things first. We're good. Yeah, she could go places. I'm shocked that, maybe we could bully her into applying for... No, what? Actually, no. I don't think that somebody like Empress should apply to a VTuber Corpo at the moment, because VTuber Corpos right now are not the best places in the entire universe. Anyway, anybody else feel like joining the waiting room so I can bring them in to natter with them for a little while? I was feeling a bit tired earlier, but honestly, I was about to say all of the BL stuff has revitalized me, but that's not quite what I mean. But either way, I think we have more stuff to ramble about for some reason. Let me just look through all of my beautiful, beautiful tabs. Was there anybody that I forgot to highlight? No, we highlighted Senna properly and everything. Oh dear, I'm actually having a bit of trouble properly swallowing at the moment. I can tell that I've had an awful. I've been laughing far too much. Let me just go and have a look around. Oh, that's so cute. That is really cute. This woman is extremely talented. I am very impressed. Let me just go to my thing properly. And there we go. Gaming. And actually readjust my avatar again. I didn't realize that that Selene was able to do like 3D handcraft stuff as well. That's really impressive. I'm very happy that does that thing? No, it's look at that thing. It's literally a thing. Why is that a thing? That Wobbuffet looks like it has a giant penis. Oh, it's turned around. It's still a tail. I thought for a second it had a giant BBC. And the more he hates Pippa, the more he hates Kirsche. The longer Proctor keeps streaming, the more it means he hates Pippa. Oh, I see. The NTR energized the bird. I mean, Pippa's a great streamer, but my goodness, that woman is chaotic. I'm scared for Pippa, honestly, that she's like traveling at the moment and everything. And if there was ever a VTuber that I would be worried about just vanishing in the middle of nowhere and never being heard from again, it would definitely be Pippa. I'm sorry, it would definitely be Pippa, and I really hope that she finds somebody who is trustworthy enough to guide her through that. Yeah, Reticule would be the culprit. I still need to message Reticule because like Reticule has been Reticule posting far too much recently, and he needs to be smacked a little bit and told that he's been meet Pippa posting a bit too much. Yeah, I don't understand Reticule because Reticule is genuinely a very helpful and useful person around the forum right now. He's organizing the Asylum Awards for 2024, and like he's helpful. He can interact with normal people perfectly fine. It's just when Pippa is mentioned that Reticule goes from fairly ordinary person to Reticule. I mean, his mental illness is extremely specific. You can't really describe it. He's in a category all of his own. He is on the Reticule scale. Randon runner up. Yeah, Randon I could definitely see having. Randon is pretty Menhera as well in his own way. And I think that a lot of the problems that he had with HoloLive is mostly because he was a pretty unstable guy in real life. People tend to walk into it, to be fair. If it was him, I'd play it up to F with people. I'm not really sure what that context is overall. No, knock on wood. What do you mean, BB? Oh dear. Look, I sometimes just see things, okay? I just notice things. I make connections in my head that do not turn out to be real. Let's have another quick look. Are there any more events that I would like to talk about before the end of this stream? Because it is quite interesting. There's been so much that's happened. There's been so much that happens. Oh yeah, this was another thing that kind of flew under the radar. Momozora Saina. This was an interesting thing because it came out just before a bunch of other stuff, like with Marina, came out as well. So this happened. Is that this was another CyberLive thing. This was another CyberLive thing. How can CyberLive be producing so much nonsense and insanity? He's a high-functioning autist with Pippa as a fixation. Yeah. Absolutely. He can function normally in society, but the moment Pippa is brought into anything, that's when the gremlins come out to roost. But yeah, this guy, Gucci, he's Gucci the mod. And he is Off-Kai Expo security. This guy is that guy is a security affairs leader? What? I'm sorry but let me put it this way. If I was a terrorist who had access to Emprese's secret stash of chemical weapons, then yeah, I know which anime convention I'm going after, because any anime convention that has a security advisor who looks like this is not going to be particularly high up there when it comes to protecting the people involved. Looks like security should be keeping him out. Yeah. I mean, look at this guy. Look at it. I mean, I'm not going to judge him too much in his appearances. Let's be honest. He doesn't look terrible. But yeah, somebody like that. He's also a mod for like tons and tons and tons of comprehensive, versatile, curated. A reminder that my mod application template for VTubers is still here for you all. Does this guy actually go the VTubers actually use this template for him. Please read carefully. Do not edit the specific document in the link, top left-hand corner of the form. Select blah, 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 blah. Mods, etc. They often don't have. Let me just open in a new link in a private window because I don't want to dox myself. Actually, let me just make sure that I don't accidentally, because Google Drive links have a terrible habit of showing my other account Gmail stuff. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Mod application template, general purpose application. Curate your mod team. Copy and then new private window. Do not make mod application credits. Your application will be... So does this guy... I'm guessing this guy runs some kind of moderator team that VTubers can then contract? That's what I'm reading from this? This guy slimed into your VRev favorites DMs? Oh, okay. CyberLive creating better content 2 years dead than when it was alive? Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, this guy is some kind of big moderator dude, and yeah, that's about as much clout as you can possibly have. And yeah, he was in a relationship with Momozora Saina of some sort, and I've just checked. I can't really open Google Docs on this account without accidentally revealing some of my accounts, so I don't want to do that. And the talent in question, after he revealed that, or he claimed, rather, I'm not going to say revealed, because again, this is very much he said, she said at the moment, where he said that, you know, she cheated on him, she was emotionally manipulative, she threatened suicide, etc. The moment he did this, she said, sent this tweet, "Goodbye internet, and I'm sorry." And people suspected that she might have actually gone and heroed. But yeah, I remember writing this. They're women. Just assume by default they all hate each other and would rather gut each other with rusty knives than cooperate in any way. It's easier and simpler on your sanity that way. The only trustworthy woman is the one who can distract long enough for her to put more interest in you than in playing social climbing games with other women. Source: a series of long and healthy friendships with women. I said that in December. Since then, I have only gotten more proof that I am correct. But anyway, yeah, she's definitely not dead, because she unprivated her account and then she sent this. I can open this on Twitter, I believe. Yes, I can. Yes, who can reply? Is this like her pinned tweets and so on? Is that it? This is the same thing. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So that's one thing, and this is another. I had known... What is that? What Roman numerals are there? I don't know. But I had known, let's just say Gucci, for roughly 2 years before my debut. A year ago, October 2022, we had become friends with benefits. Yeah, that doesn't exist. My condition was our exclusivity and a promise to let each other know if we'd like to break things off. I told him I trusted him so many times. March 18th was when he ghosted me without a word. The handling and erasure of private information and photos had not been discussed. I did not receive a response until April 3rd. I learned from his friends that he was seeing and sleeping with someone else. Any irrational behavior from myself can be attributed to my frustrations with his lies and behavior. This event greatly upset me and This event greatly upset me and his other members from Alt F4. Oh wait, no, this is a different person. From specific convention management where Gucci was in, I had no control of the consequences of his actions. So what's she actually saying here? A few months ago, Gucci released a Google Doc detailing his experience about problems we had. It contained real raw feelings and suicidal thoughts I had during those 3 months. This should have been 100% kept between the two of us as private. There are points that are untrue or not mentioned as well. If it's your first time hearing about me, I have to preface that if I sound cold, it's because I want to keep my statement as factual and cut dry as possible. I know there are some people who know a decent amount about cyber live in the chat right now. If anybody, while I'm reading this, would like to just quickly say if they believe this person, if they think that she's telling the whole truth. As far as I know, this is completely he said, she said, and so I am not going to pass judgment on it unless there is solid proof one way or another. And like, these people obviously have some kind of massive falling out or whatever. I'm not going to necessarily judge them on that, although I do think that both parties are probably very stupid about all this. This is not drama. That is 100% wrong. Drama, this involves real people and genuine feelings. Yeah, that's what drama is, darling. Compiling screenshots of private messages, photos, and recordings of the person's lowest and then releasing it to the internet shows a person's priorities. That at least I agree with. To put this out on Twitter of all places, claiming it not to be drama and then paint it with the same exact narrative is insane. There is no merit in having this public except for his own benefit. The following will contain explanations and clarification. Please note I will not provide screenshots except the ones shown in the document. This is to respect the privacy of me and others. That's kind of a red flag to me. I think if somebody who was genuinely wrong, who was genuinely evil and like disgusting in the wrong here did this to me, I would absolutely shotgun them with hard evidence and receipts, because that's the only way out of it. If this woman is not able to provide receipts that she is in the right, then I'm sorry. It's just, again, it starts to degrade here. I can already see this. There's another drink. Context: I'd been lied to, used, and ghosted by a friend I made in the VTubing community. Gucci was part of the Alt F4 that ultimately decided to remove said person. After this event, Gucci and I talked more and more. Issue 1, we were not dating. Gucci was the first person to say he had feelings, and he expressed wanting to date and be official. He told me he wouldn't pressure me and to take my time. I was honest and said I was unsure about my feelings. At one point, I had rejected him. I told him I was not particularly attracted to him. These issues did not appear last minute. They were always there. For these reasons, we never made it official. No, you never made it official because you knew it would hurt your image as an idol. Let's be honest there. Sienna and I were exclusively seeing each other / dating, whatever the fuck you want to call it. My initial thought process was that there was a miscommunication on my end with Sina about relational exclusivity. I hate these wordings that had not been discussed. That is why during my Gucci contradicts himself by saying we were exclusive, but then subsequently said that our exclusivity had not been discussed. I mean, any dating thing should be exclusive by default. That should go for a man as well as a woman. No relationship should ever start with the idea of, hey babe, I love you, but I'm just seeing these other 3 women on the side just in case I love one of them more than I love you. So you're okay with it, aren't you? And you'd be like, yeah, babe, I've got like 4 guys waiting for me back at home too. If I don't love you enough, then one of them will be better for me. That's not how sane people deal with this kind of stuff. That's an absolute hotbed of insanity. Issue 2, sexual activities. I have not met or slept with either Gucci or John. I've never slept with anyone in general. I was in a voice call with John. And this is another stupid thing, is that apparently all of this was online. And when Gucci released his document, people thought that because of the way he worded it, I don't think that anybody who read that document assumed they were being physical, because the way that he worded it was very specific, and it wasn't like, oh yeah, I banged this babe for hours, for days at a time, and all of that. The sex was great, but then we were socially incompatible. No, that's not how he describes it. He describes it in very kind of clinical, online-ish kind of terms. So I was never under the impression that he had a physical relationship with his girl. A voice call in which I abruptly left midway. I did not like being with another person at all. I said I wanted to stop, dropped the call and told him not to contact me again. John was upset and insisted we should continue to talk and call like before, but I set a strict boundary and did not respond until later in image 1. Image 1, my wording is a bit weird. I was questioning John's own dubious morality as a hypothetical question. You don't get to say somebody has a dubious morality when you've already made it clear you have a very weird idea of what relationships are by the standards of normal people. He wanted to continue calling and talk to me. Would he have kept it to himself had we kept contact? But the minute I say no, this kind of again, this woman is not making all that much sense. Not going to read all of this. Me and Gucci did not have an agreed upon boundary or acknowledgement of relationship between the two of us during this time, written or verbally. But I should have made the effort to let Gucci know I had an ultimatum to decide if I wanted to settle down with Gucci or break things off and see other people. Additional issues. Miscommunication. There are phrases and words where we both didn't agree with its meaning. Claiming I was boasting about my mental stability. Woman, you have no mental stability whatsoever. When I was actually trying to be lighthearted in a messed up situation. Gucci was not the only one who expressed my suicide. Who I expressed my suicidal thoughts to. I apologize, chat. My throat is starting to hurt a little bit. I received no prior warning before the release of the document. Why would he? For my part, I went overboard to a dangerous fault, and there is nothing I can blame but myself. However, I believe it does not condone private information, photos, and messages to be released online. It hurts to see someone who you trusted show your weakest moments as if it was an expose. It is not okay. Proper medical care and authorities, blah, blah, blah. I had no knowledge of their feelings and burden until this moment. It was my mistake to believe that Gucci cared for me as a person. I will not delve into this matter further. There is no message I would like to relay to Gucci at this time. You know, apart from the public document that you very clearly intend for him to read. Right. So... okay, I suppose I kind of get this in a vague way. No bard. If someone calling themselves the mod brags about being with people he possibly mods for, it raises suspicion he's doing it with everyone or at least trying. I agree with you overall. I do agree with you. It's all about that he said, she said bullshit. I believe in women who are nice to each other, like Senna and her friends and FaZe. Yeah, that's a reasonable attitude. What would either of them gain from revealing all of this? No, Proctor, that's retrograde thinking. I'm not sure what that context. She has 5 guys. All relationship in current year must be polyamorous by default. Thanks, I hate it. Yeah, this is a very strange situation, and I honestly have no idea what either of them are trying to accomplish at this point. It's a very weird kind of drama. I would honestly be somewhat more inclined to believe somewhat Gucci's side of things, because Sina's reply is kind of incoherent a bit, and it doesn't really make much sense to me overall. It explains some things, but it doesn't really explain others, and I'm sorry, I just don't really like it. I'm not a fan of this explanation at all. I think we're probably going to see more of this nonsense in some way or another. Yeah, agility underscores reply is this: if only I had suicide baited better. Alas, 'tis not okay, nor this is drama. I have nothing to further tell this asshole. That is truly the sign of someone who's achieved mental maturity, a twit longer about being lied to and ghosted by some F-boy, and who then got himself fired from his moderation clique. A woe is me in hand-washing at the same convenient time. Yeah, again, to quote the old meme, I think everyone involved in this story should, well, be at least spanked, put it that way. And this is one of the main things that I wanted to cover before kind of ending this. I think at this point there is not really all that much left to discuss for this stream, and I am definitely starting to feel an ache in my jaw. You're ignoring the fact they both could be lying. I agree, they could both be lying. In fact, I'm absolutely certain that both of them are lying to at least some degree. I do believe that something went on between them, and I do believe you wouldn't make this kind of stuff up out of whole cloth without some pretty damn strong reason about it. I mean, I'm open to the idea of it being a complete and total fabrication, but at the same time, this does feel like some kind of relationship that went very badly wrong, and a lot of miscommunication and nonsense. So, but it seems like neither of them are really willing to provide proper receipts of the whole thing. So again, it's this Zoomer nonsense where they say, "Oh, this happened." Sorry, I gotta go on. Oh, this happened, but we're not going to say exactly how, and we're not going to provide concrete evidence, and so It's a case of who you believe. And I don't believe either of them. And it's embarrassing, it's stupid, and I hope they both learn very important life lessons from this nonsense. Especially, again, the most embarrassing thing about this whole thing is that there doesn't seem to have been any kind of physical relationship involved whatsoever, so it is just a massive over-exaggeration. And again, like, Sina is going to take this with her for her entire rest of her career if she has one. This is why you should avoid that kind of nonsense. Just keep things professional, especially when it's a flipping janitor. I mean, seriously, guys. Oh. Oh, dear. Yep, at this point, we have not only had a very entertaining evening overall, I am definitely feeling quite hungry now, and I am feeling rather sleepy. I'm very appreciative of everybody showing up for this roller coaster of a stream. Seems like she needs some managing. No, Azihara, I have more than enough men, women in my DMs right now. I do not need any more, thank you. Definitely do not need any more. That's another thing I will mention before I sign off, that I mentioned at the start of the stream I was planning to extend our Cloudflare a cloud service license by another month so that we have a proper platform to build on to transfer the forum over. I also am going to be taking that time to get done what I have said that I'm going to be doing for a long time now, and that is reorganize the rules, the announcements, and so forth. Because we have gotten to a point where our mission, well, I wouldn't say our mission, but the status of our community has changed tremendously, and we need a more generalized set of rules. And also, I'm going to rewrite the notice that I wrote about VTubers, because, again, we have gotten to the point where VTubers are actually coming to us for help about certain things, and I want to be fully organized and say, this is what we can help you with, this is what we can't, and this is what you should expect from us, so that there is no case of a miscommunication. Thanks for the autism and laughs. Yep. This has been a tremendous time. I really appreciate Empraise coming on and being a very interesting person with us all. Forum logging thing has managed to filter a ton of Zoomers that can't read. I'm not entirely sure what you mean, Azihara. Do you mean the registration questions or whatever? Because I know there are still some idiots who can't make it past the registration questions, which is eternally hilarious to me. But then again, on Kirsha's Discord, there are people who don't realize that they have to react to a post which very clearly says, react to this post in order to get access to other channels. There have literally been mod tickets opened by people that do not understand they need to do that, and they're like, but I've been on the server for 10 minutes now, and all I see is this one channel which only has this one message that tells me to read it and then react with this specific reaction in order to access the rest of the channels. But I have a very, very small brain, and I do not understand the question, how would I feel if I did not have breakfast this morning? So I have no idea what to do. Please help me, Mr. Moderator Man. I see one of Proctor's alternate personalities just took over. That's an impressive different voice. I mean, I'm glad that you enjoy it, I suppose. It does require me to lower my jaw an awful lot to get the resonance needed for it, so it does hurt doing it a bit, but yeah. But Thrang, we all know you're the only one that I use my real voice for. I'm sorry, Thrang. I'm very sorry, Thrang, for tormenting you. I imagine that you're currently listening to Pippa in the same call, and that's got to be interesting. Cease. I wonder if perhaps this was a previous character on a role-playing forum. No, it was not. I did not roleplay. Look at me. Do I look like a kind of person who would roleplay stupid characters? All right. No, I roleplayed a bunch of incredibly verbose and annoying people who talked an awful lot. Don't tangent, don't tangent, don't tangent. Fuck you for overlapping with Pippa for an hour. Thrang. Your throb is so wet right now. Yeah, I mean, he's got both his Oshis speaking into his ears right now. Oh, Proc Pippa may have forgotten raids on YouTube now. I can't raid anybody, technically. I can't raid because I don't have the sub count. I think it's something like 1,000 or even maybe 5,000 subs to properly raid people technically on YouTube, so I can't do that. If we were on Twitch, I mean, I hate the sorry, my head has just gone mad for a second. Yeah, Pippa enabled raids, but Proc needs 1k subs. Yep. Twitch, I think, allows you to raid at any follower level, but I don't really want to use Twitch because Twitch is a lot more thought policey. I mean, YouTube will demonetize you, but Twitch will just kick you off the entire platform if you say the wrong thing. So, yeah, I don't like Twitch at all. Maybe one day, you'll never know. But yep, I will let everybody go to bed now or stay up and do something more productive if they are of a different on a different time zone. Thank you very much, BB, for joining the Discord as well. I'm sure that will prove to be an excellent, a superb choice that will not backfire in any way. Anyway, yes, I am going to get some tea or coffee or something now for my throat. I will see you all at some later date. And yeah, once again, thank you very much. Good night, my friends. Good night. Let us continue towards an autistic future.